are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Jenny and his satanic assistant, Alex Houdini, both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting.
Now look at that shirt. Look at that. Look at that hoodie, man. Look at that. Representing, man. Thank you, Mr. Wills. Awesome, man. Thank you for the support, dude. Always good. Always good. And see that, folks? Grab yours now. Yeah.
I think we, the host, would be wearing something like that, but
I know.
Yeah.
Mine is in the wash.
Yeah.
I was wearing it the other day, actually. And the shirt. Oh my shirt's in the wash too. What the heck? Both of them in the wash. But anyways, just I don't know what's going on with Matt. I mean, I sent him the message, so hopefully he grabs the link and he'll pop in a bit or whatever. I don't know. He's been a busy guy, so yeah. So we decided we're going to do this tonight, Friday night. Obviously making it easier for you guys being in the UK 5 hours ahead of time, and so no live show this Sunday night. And
This is it.
This is the show tonight. But I don't think we're doing next Sunday night either.
Oh, what's going on next Sunday?
Super Bowl.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I mean, is there really any point?
Probably not.
Trump's tariff bowl.
Yeah.
So how you doing, Steve?
Yeah, I'm all good, thanks, guys. Yeah. I suppose it's a bit late in the day, but yeah, Happy New Year to you guys. I know I haven't spoken to you for a while, via this medium anyway, at least. But
yeah. It's been a while. Well, you're on. Well,
yes.
Here, cheers. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
The first one I've been able to have.
Yeah, you've been well, have you?
No, just fighting the pneumonia. So yeah, it's finally, I'm off the medication, and I figured, hey, tonight I'm gonna have a beer or two, or who knows?
3 or 4.
It depends on how tense things get. I don't know. Oh man, but I know you've been following a lot of the UFO flap going on over the last little while. I mean, of course, with this latest whistleblower, if you will, and the whole kind of the egg thing, the egg retrieval. I mean, let's start with that, Steve. I mean, what did you think about the whole retrieval bit there and the egg footage on the string kind of thing?
Yeah, it's just a Jake Barber thing. Yeah, the crash retrieval guy. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you sort of backtrack it a little bit to, I don't know, tail end of last year, we've had another round of these congressional hearings in November, and I think there was a Senate report. So all this stuff follows kind of hot on the heels of since November. We've had like little snippets about whistleblowers and the like, and this Jake guy is the latest one, and I think. If you watch Joe Rogan the other day, he had Jason Sands, who's another so-called whistleblower. I don't know. I mean, look, whistleblowers are they real whistleblowers by the definition? Because whistleblowers. We've seen what's his name, Ed Snowden, and that Chelsea Manning, and over in the UK we had. David Shayler a few years back, who released information to the press on certain things, and obviously there's stark consequences for real whistleblowers. Hence, I think Ed Snowden lives in exile in Russia now, doesn't he? And both those other people have served jail time. So these guys have all said they're patriots to the United States, so they're not likely to tell. state secrets or anything of that nature. So
No.
it's kind of like little bits of titillation information, because we never hear it. And when we actually, if any of these guys go to Congress, then it'll be like the last time when they all sit down and ultimately they say, "Well, I can't talk to you about that. We'll have to do that in a skiff, one of these secure thing." But the problem with that is half the congressmen and women aren't read onto the program, so they can't actually divulge anything. So
yeah, exactly.
Ultimately, it's kind of stories, really, isn't it? But these guys, by their definition, they're not whistleblowers, but what they are sort of high-ranking officials going on the record, I guess. So, and some of them, they certainly seem to be who they say they are. They've certainly served in sort of high positions within the military.
Yeah.
But really, you're kind of left just sort of taking a view, really, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, the repercussions of selling this kind of info. Yeah, what is it? I mean, there is none. It seems that they can just basically, ride the waves and yeah. Well, they all know that we're gonna be talking about this. Yeah, okay, whatever. But I'm finding a lot of times, listening to a lot of the rhetoric and a lot of people talking about the latest round of whistleblowing, if you will. But even before that, they keep talking about Rendlesham.
Yes.
And I'm kind of, I know a little bit about that, but I'm not well versed on it. But just why do they keep comparing a lot of this to that?
Well, possibly. I've not heard them speak about it at Rendlesham lately, but I'm just guessing it's probably because back in 1980s, the Bentwaters, which is a US Air Force base here in the UK, up in Suffolk. Obviously, certainly 2 nights, over 2 nights across 1980, possibly into a third night. Obviously UFO activity, but obviously that base has been pinpointed as being having nuclear armaments on it at the time. So that could be the link, because obviously we've been hearing about UFOs, going across either nuclear power stations or nuclear weapon bases and that. So possibly that's the link they're making with that, possibly. But I've not heard too much about Rendlesham being used. But I mean, half the stuff's all coming on this News Nation, isn't it? Which is that TV sort of YouTube channel which Ross Coulthard's on. But I've not heard a lot of this other stuff across other news mediums. Like your normal sort of NBC and Fox News and all of that. I've not heard it from there. It's solely from this News Nation.
Yeah, hence the breaking news, if you will, and the firsthand interviews. But yeah, I have not seen anything really about anything on the mainstream.
It got covered. The first round of congressional hearings, the whole David Grush thing, that got covered by certain other news stations and that, but not so much with the last round, although it might have been covered sort of in dispatches here and there. But with this guy with the egg and the recovery, I think solely it's only being News Nation and indeed like a lot of the other kind of YouTube channels that sort of cover this stuff have picked up on.
Yeah, I'm hearing quite a bit. I don't know about you. But a lot of the comparisons to this egg to the whole Tic Tac phenomena, the possibility that, hey, look, we got a Tic Tac, UAP, whatever, but I don't know. Again, like we could be getting, phenomenal evidence, but I mean, realistically, is the public going to go, well, here we go, more bullshit, more fake AI, whatever. I mean, we have that problem now too, right? I mean, the ability to fake videos like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. And I think you're at the stage now that the people sort of perpetrating hoaxes, if you like, are probably better than, a lot of the UFO researchers who'd actually, try to analyze it in order to sort of see if it was a fake. Do you know what I mean? So I think they're one step ahead almost. It's very difficult now, isn't it? With they used to say like a picture, a photo. What's they saying about 1,000 words? And I don't think that's true anymore.
No. I mean, yeah, there's still ways to, I guess, sort of dig into the metadata of the video and stuff like that to see if it's been altered, if it's real, or whatever else.
Data of the photos and that.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, a lot of times it could be manipulated to the point where it's like, oh, this looks authentic, but realistically, it's not. But I don't know.
I mean, the whole footage of the there's a snippet of film, isn't there, attached to this guy and his the claim. I mean, you got what he claims is that he only learned that this was NHI after the event, so he wasn't part of a crash retrieval team.
Yeah,
per se. I mean, if so he and it looks in that video, it looks like he's depositing it on the ground, not lifting it off, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's an odd piece of footage,
and it looks a bit. It did look a bit hokey as well. Like it's obviously you're assuming it's videoed in night vision with the green, but it looked a bit too. I don't know. It didn't look quite right. I don't quite. I'm not saying it's not legit. I don't know, but. Yeah, I mean, and then in the background we got the narration of Ross Coulthard saying, this is probably the best footage you've ever seen. You think, well, if that's the best footage, I wouldn't want to see the worst. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Some of the best footage, if it is actual footage, it's out there by some average Joe who's in his backyard and going, what the hell is that? I mean, I think one of the guys here who comes on every once in a while, Dinkum in Australia, he's got some pretty, I don't know if you've seen that footage. I mean, that footage is pretty cool.
With the orange amber light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, going back to that footage. I mean, the guy. I think they give you too much to swallow because they say about this crash retrieval part of that story, and you kind of think, well, all right, yeah, I can sort of buy into that. That might be true, but then he goes on about being able to psychically, vector these craft in and summon them through this, what does he call it, Psytronic sort of thing. So, I mean, it's all a bit, I mean, Psytronics itself sounds a bit like a 1960s sci-fi kind of makeup, doesn't it?
I mean, it's great, it's attractive, and it's like, well, hey, if that's real, then hey, awesome. But
so you got a mystery of UFOs, and we just mix it up with another enigma of psychic sort of summoning.
Exactly. I mean, but I always go back to a phenomenon that's quite common here and around the world. But I mean, I know, Alex, you've witnessed, and myself, these orange orbs that are just absolutely they're just weird. I mean, erratically crazy flight patterns, speeds that just don't make any sense, and direction. It's just like multi-directional. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have that kind of phenomenon over there. I'm sure you do.
Yeah. Well, during when last time I was on, we talked about the Warminster phenomenon. That was one of the most kind of common descriptions of what witnesses saw was this bright orange, these bright orange sort of balls, which they called nicknamed amber gamblers.
Yeah,
Still got the name of that. Yeah. So yeah, it's a common trait of UFO sightings. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I know Alex, with your experience, and like you were saying, there's absolutely no reasoning, and you can't say, "Oh, it was a plane." Right?
Sorry, I missed that. I thought you were talking to Alex then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, they made no noise. Number one,
Yeah.
right? Planes will make noise, right?
Yeah.
Especially when they look as low to. It looked low. I mean, it could be deceiving because it was nighttime and it was hard to really see well. But even if it was higher than the normal plane would be at that stage, because like I said in previous shows, we were underneath the flight path to the airport, and by the time planes flew over our place, they were very low, right, getting ready to land. So you could definitely hear it if it was a plane, and it was silent. It was silent, and like I said, they veered north, which is away from the airport. It would have had to continue west and to get to the airport, but they at one point they were coming west, and then they just went north, and that's it.
Yeah, insane. And I hate to kind of go on the here it comes the drone bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, the drone bit has played a significant sort of narrative with especially, I know they're in the UK and in parts of the US, especially New Jersey. And of course, the government came out basically saying that they were authorized drones.
I can't see how that. Well, I mean, if that was the case, why did they have this drone ban for best part of 3 weeks?
Yeah. So I don't know. It just there was one account that kind of made me think a little bit more. Okay, maybe something is kind of going on, but I don't know. Over there in the UK, where one of the guys that I watch every once in a while, I think he calls himself the Angry Astronaut. I don't know if you're familiar with
Oh
him.
yeah. So is that the one that Matt went down to see?
I don't know. Maybe could be.
I think so. Well, that was Lakenheath, yeah.
Yeah. And I know he was saying that he was driving because he had heard about some sightings in an area by an Air Force base there, an American Air Force base there in the UK. And he was on his way and he was driving down this road at night, and he noticed there was a what looked like a drone. And as he's driving down this road, there was a dark car parked on the side of the road. And all of a sudden, as soon as I guess the guy had noticed that this angry astronaut dude was driving, behind him, sort of thing, the car veered back in and took off. And it was kind of weird, I don't know if it was like kind of coincidental or whatever, but who the hell knows?
I mean, in the last, of course, you had the is it Langley? What's the base in Virginia?
Is it Langley?
Langley, isn't that the FBI place?
Langley, yeah, that's where the FBI is, but I think they have an Air Force base there as well.
They probably do, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, this sort of last year again, that was prevalent with the sightings of drones flying across the base there.
Yeah,
and then like just before Christmas or early December, at least, that's when in the UK around I think Millhead and Lakenheath, people were observing sort of what was described at least as drones, and then straight on then we've had that. So it was good 2 weeks, wasn't it? Where in New Jersey, where people were sort of picking up on these drones. But I mean, I've got to be honest. I mean, like all UFO sightings, I've seen stuff on YouTube, and it's some of it's obviously just aircraft. Misidentification of aircraft. And did you see the footage in Texas with people taking pop shots at it?
No, yeah, actually, and
Yeah, I mean, anything with navigation. I mean, the thing is, if you're going to do it covertly, you probably wouldn't have navigation lights on, would you?
Exactly. That's the whole point. Yeah. Excuse me. And I was noticing there was some kind of other accounts where they were saying that they were driving their own drones up to kind of capture some evidence.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
probably were. Yeah.
Apparently, these drones were just dropping out of the sky. They lost power, but.
Well, yeah. I mean, apparently they said that some of these bases had these kind of had the capacity to be able to take these drones down, but they just simply couldn't do it. So I don't know what that means. But then, obviously, if that was the case, if they were trying to take them down, but they were out there, we're now hearing that they were out there doing sort of legitimate tests. That doesn't make sense either, does it? So.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense at all. Mr. Smith saying Jersey drones were BlackRock built. I mean, you never know, right? I mean, you never know. I mean, everybody knows about BlackRock and their tentacles of reach within the world, and yeah, I mean that's a possibility. You never know, but I don't know. But I mean. I kind of go back. I want to go back to the whole orange orb bit because I mean, nowadays that would be harder to sort of distinguish because I mean now we have drones everywhere.
Sure. Yeah.
And these orange orbs that people have spotted all over the world for years now. Do they fall under? Well, no, they're just drones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can we decipher? I mean, yeah, I mean, you've seen some of these stunt drones and how fast they can go and what they're able to do, and if they're maneuvered properly. I mean, look at a lot. From my understanding, a lot of these drones are AI controlled, autonomous.
Yeah. There were. In one of the towns near me, I think last year, obviously on November the 5th here in the UK, we have like fireworks, Guy Fawkes and all that. And they swapped them out and did one of these drone shows, where they all, it's pretty incredible stuff what they can do, when you see it. But it's an interesting one. And I think lots of people haven't really experienced drones so much. I think a lot of people know what a drone is, don't they? But I don't know how many people have actually seen drones, but especially probably a certain section of maybe older people. I think Alex said something earlier on regarding the noise. I mean, if you close up to a drone, it's quite obvious it's a drone. It makes a hell of a racket, doesn't it? That's one of the sort of giveaway signs.
I mean, when they get close, you can hear
when they're close. Yeah. I mean, if you see something from I don't know hundreds of feet away, you're right. Yeah, you could easily fool someone. Yeah.
I mean, you hear that, zzz, you know, that little whatever. But I mean, when they're way up there, I mean, can you really hear them? I don't know, but you do hear noise. I know. I was watching. We had a fireworks at a local park not far from here a while ago, and I had spotted a drone in the sky, you know, recording all the fireworks and all that kind of stuff, and you couldn't hear it, right? Totally stealthy.
Yeah.
But again, it was way up there to the point
Yeah,
where
that's it. Yeah, you probably only hear it at sort of close proximity when it's sort of, you know, I don't know, 30 feet or so away. But yeah, if you were to see it, you know, at a certain distance away, you probably could be fooled, I guess. Yeah.
So let me ask you, Steve, how is this the way the scope of this is now? How does this affect you as a UFO researcher? And you've been doing this for a long time. How does this affect you now in determining what is and what isn't UFO activity or flap or whatever else? I mean, obviously, it must have a huge bearing on stuff.
Well, I mean, like all UFO sightings, obviously you put it into, you know, you take each one on its own merit, of course, and obviously most of them would be, you know, from a witness's testimony. That's what you're going on primarily anyway. And obviously with you know, with stuff that's been going on in the news, obviously that's all, you know, military people, pilots, and all the rest of it. But you know, I still think there's a you know, a legitimate place for, you know, the guy in the street who sees something and you know, and brings it to, you know, your attention. So I'm still very much for, you know, the experiencer, you know, relaying their UFO sightings to me. That's kind of how I've always researched stuff anyway, through, you know, just being I think it's very important to, you know, talk to witnesses really, to, you know, to gauge not only you know, get the details, but I think you can feel, you know, sincerity comes through, doesn't it, a lot of the time when if you're sat down doing a one-to-one interview.
Absolutely, exactly. I mean, like, you've like how I guess give a scope. How long have you been researching UFOs? And I mean, more prominently, Wiltshire, right? I know I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. I'm botching it up. My Canadianism, right?
Yeah, you're nearly there. It's Wiltshire. It is Shire. That's it. It is spelt as that, but it's, yeah, we pronounce it Wiltshire. So yeah, I've been interested in, you know, I've been reading about UFOs since I was 13, and I'm 53 now. But I haven't, you know, but having an interest in it, to, you know, being a full sort of full-on researcher stroke investigator, I probably didn't do anything until I was interested in the 1990s, when I was going to lots of conferences and that sort of thing, and subscribing to, you know, lots of different magazines, because obviously the X-Files was big back then, and obviously that, you know, the newsstands had carried loads of these kind of UFO magazines back then. But it was only later on, I reckon in maybe early 2000s, when I started, you know, thinking about researching properly, and you know, because of Warminster and Wiltshire itself, you know, with its kind of rich history, but a lot of these people must be still around, and could I go out and get, you know, see if some of these witnesses are still alive, or, you know, certainly that if they're not around, perhaps their children would relay their stories and this sort of thing. And that's how I started, and that's, you know, that's how I built up sort of case files, really.
And I know you along with Matt, I mean, you guys have really done some like a lot of documentary sort of interviews and stuff covering like
Yeah.
I know there was what the one that you guys did on that UFO library, that personal museum that guy had. What was the guy's name again?
Oh, John. Yeah,
John.
John.
Yeah.
You
You
should
guys
get him on. He'd probably come on
that
sometime.
would be actually would be really
Yeah.
cool. I mean, watching that and seeing this guy's like vast collection of information is just incredible.
Yeah, so he's got I forget how he titles it now. It was the Great British UFO Archive. I think
Yeah.
that's what he called it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But so he's got racks of files. I think some of the stuff from 1910 and the 1940s right
Wow.
up till modern day.
But I mean, when you see somebody like that, how does that make you feel? Like, wow, this I want to do more of this. I want to get more involved. You know,
Right.
Steve Will's UFO Museum.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
think I've got quite enough room for quite as many files as what John has. I think I'd probably be kicked out of this house if I did that.
But it's just yeah, it's amazing that somebody has such a passion for that, man, and it's such a lost art.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, yeah. So John's story. He was ex West Midlands police officer. He was his. I think it was his son who originally reported to him that
Mhm.
he'd seen a UFO along with a woman police officer, and they described what they'd seen. And I think the woman police officer got quite upset. It didn't really sit well with her what she saw and all that. And that was how he started, because he'd only recently retired, so that was back in the 1990s when he just retired. So yeah, that was his start of his journey, and obviously he's been doing it ever since. And he's a publisher as well. He's got like a vast amount of books. He's brought out volumes of different British sightings, and not just British ones, all over the world, but mainstay sort of British stuff. But yeah, like you said, he's got a huge archive there. Yeah, but yeah, we'll have to get John on. He'd be good in a kind of round table discussion.
Well, that'd be great. I would love to have him on. I know people like that who take the time to gather this information and grab these clippings and whatever's out there. I mean, realistically, these are the guys that really have stuff that many, say governmental or well-known archival sort of systems when it comes to UFOs don't have.
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, I mean, if you think, sort of during like, the 60s and 70s, a lot of this stuff probably didn't even ever make it into newspapers, but how some of these stories got published in these kind of sort of, homemade zines almost,
Yeah.
that people would post out this sort of thing. And some of the cases in there probably never seen the light of day, but they're all in those files. If you wanted to go through them, meticulously, that there'd be, real, amazing cases that probably no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, it's amazing that people I mean, I wish I had the time to study the whole UFO phenomenon a lot more than I do. I mean, I do pay more attention to the sort of the paranormal investigative sort of side, but it's always been a fascination of mine, and to me, it goes hand in hand with the paranormal.
Yeah, I think
And,
so. Yeah.
and at times, you kind of think it's like they're intertwining. I mean, you have the theories that possibly ghosts could be aliens or aliens control that sort of scenario or whatever, an intelligent sort of civilization might control that sort of agenda, if you will. And being, because I mean, we're told, or we're not told, but we're led to believe in certain circles that we're the end product of an advanced civilization that came here years ago to jumpstart the human race, if you will, as it is today, and control. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
I was going to say, if that's the case, they fucked up big time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think we could consider us more of the rejects as opposed to the end product.
Yeah, well,
like the test bed.
The test bed, and that's the thing, but I mean, and I've also heard in paranormal circles over the years that there is some sort of hierarchy that's controlling what information that we're able to digest.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of different theories, isn't there? Really, I mean, yeah. Well, it could be right, but it's like what we're talking about. It's just theories, isn't it? Kind of pick the one you like the best, really, isn't it? Because there's plenty out there to be had.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, you look at the UFO sort of scenario, and I'm sure that you might have had some kind of dealings with some. I mean, some of these cases are so dark and mysterious.
Yeah.
And you sit there and go, humans just can't do this stuff. We don't have this kind of technology or knowledge. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And on the other side, you go, but why us? I mean, what is those? Why do they? It's almost like they taunt us and give this kind of like teaser as to what is to come, or what could happen, or what is happening, and we're giving you sort of a window into that sort of happening, if you will. It's like, who are they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I interviewed a woman how long ago now? I imagine she was in her, she's not around anymore now. She was in her 80s, and that was, I don't know, perhaps early 2000, 2002, something like that.
Yeah.
And she'd had a sighting when she was 16 or 17, and she saw, she had like close encounters of the third kind going on to the fourth kind, where she'd seen what she described as a big cigar shaped object.
Yeah.
From a window looking out to the back of a field in one of the villages fairly close to Warminster. And she, if I remember rightly, I can't remember, she blacked out and then came, she was in the craft as she described it. But the way when she described it, and I don't know, because it's probably her age or whatever, but she kind of described the sort of inner workings of this craft almost like it was some sort of Captain Nemo sort of, there's all pulleys and all that, and to operate, there's pulleys coming out the ceiling, and there weren't control panels. There's these big levers and all that. Very much what sort of Jules Verne would have been writing about in probably in the 1930s or something of that nature. So whether this phenomena just takes on what the person envisages, if you know what I mean. It's a case of perhaps rather than showing you what they are about, it gives you something that perhaps you could understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, if you told that story now and you said, "Oh, we were in the craft and there was like pulleys," you'd think, "Well, that's a bit kind of antiquated, isn't it? control, compared with I don't know, Star Trek, which has had these control panels for 40 years or so. Yeah.
I don't know if we touched base on this the first time you were on the show, but have personal experience. Have you ever had a personal experience?
Well, from sky watching, yeah, I've seen various different things. I've never seen the mother load of a flying saucer or anything, fly over my head or anything, but I've seen what I would describe as anomalous lights. I've actually filmed some different bits and pieces as well over the years from various different sort of sky watching points in Wiltshire. But these, as you described earlier, I've seen these sort of amber gambler, these sort of bright orange lights that come on, move, and then sort of dip in and out, sort of thing. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen what else? I've seen like lights sort of moving up and dipping, and that's figures of 8 and this kind of thing in the night sky.
Yeah.
But that, I've seen that, and I've seen that with various other people. And like I say, I filmed some of it. But I've seen that, I suppose I've seen 4 or 5 different sort of things, which kind of make me scratch my head and think, what's that? But I never sort of say, well, that's a spaceship from another world. I'm not that, because I've not seen that. But I think people. Well, I think you can only ultimately you can only judge from what you experience yourself, can't you? And obviously, if you had that sort of dramatic UFO landing, I don't know, 100 yards from you, then that would be the breaker, wouldn't it? All deals off the table, wouldn't it? That'd be it. But I've not had that. But I've spoke to so many people over the years who've had that. And like I said, I would suggest that many of them are being sincere. I mean, you might get the odd nutcase along the way, but
yeah.
But there's too many people kind of say the same. Well, not necessarily the same story, but experience these kind of inexplicable things that you just can't rationalize, really.
What's the a well known? I don't want to say well known, but something that you're familiar with over the years that fascinates you the most. Which case fascinates you the most?
Oh, it's loads. There's lots. There's the well, you spoke about Rendlesham. I've been along. I've been along to the forest there a good few times over the years. I've been hooked up with the original 2 female researchers who basically were the first ones following up the story, and
yeah.
I think that's still a fascinating case. And we with Matthew as well. We accompanied Colonel Holt through the forest. It's on one of his videos where he sort of gave us a walking tour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's always been a fascinating case. There's lots. There is a lot. I mean, there's lots. There's lots in. In Canada, you got that Shag Harbor
Shag, yeah.
where the UFOs seem to go under the water. A UFO USO strike. That's a good case.
Yeah, Shag Harbor. Very interesting case. In fact, we had what was his name again? Holy crap, it's been so long. That was a while ago.
Was that the Searcher with the Beard?
No.
We had someone from that region who actually investigated.
Yeah, from Nova Scotia. Yeah, Nova Scotia. He was on a well-known. Is it Don? I think Don.
Don Ecker. No.
Not Don Ecker.
Oh.
No, we've had Don Ecker on the show too. Don Ecker, he's quite the interesting character. You remember Don, right, Alex?
I do,
especially when we had David Ferrara. Oh yeah, that was something else. But is it Don? Oh God, I know.
Doesn't start with a no.
I'll tell you in a sec. I still got the email, I believe. Maybe I don't. Where are we? I probably do. Oh yeah. Yeah, Don Ledger. Sorry, Don Ledger.
Ledger. That's
yeah.
it. Don Ledger. Yeah.
Don Ledger, yeah. He's written about he's got a couple of books on it, I believe. But
yeah, I believe he's got one of his books somewhere. Yeah.
Fascinating guy. And like I said, again, firsthand experience. Experience with this thing. And it's like to be a part of something so unusual, like something unfolding that is not right. It just doesn't make sense. And a lot of people will go, well, come on. Well, how could you not know? I mean, why didn't you, videotape it or record it or whatever, however the medium is at the time? A lot of times when this shit unfolds, it unfolds quickly. And human reaction is horrible. It's slow. And there are some times when we're able to get that kind of sort of response, but it's very rare. And when we do get that response, again, we kind of go, that's fake. That's fake. That's bullshit. It's not even real. But it is. It's as real as it gets. But most people will shoot it down.
Right? Yeah. I mean, with video and that, because we see things on YouTube and we're almost used to seeing, we're so used to seeing fakes, aren't we?
Yeah.
In various different sort of guises. Yeah, if you did actually see something of a genuine nature, I think, like I've said many times, it kind of gets lost in the noise, doesn't it? Of all the rubbish. You're going to miss these little gems. But I think occasionally, the people have filmed good stuff over the years, but a lot of it doesn't get shown, or some of it's probably on YouTube, but someone faking a big flying saucer going across the, I don't know, cityscape or something, it's gonna get more hits, isn't it? And that's what YouTube primarily feeds on, isn't it? That's what it is, but that's what it's about, So yeah, lots of good footage out there, just probably doesn't get seen by the vast majority of people because they seem to be quite mundane in comparison to CGI flying saucers.
Yeah. Excuse me. Oh man. Yeah, it's amazing that like again, I know when I had my kind of experience, it was just like at first it was like it didn't compute, it didn't click. It's just like I'm just equating it to some natural phenomena, and then all of a sudden, no, this isn't natural. This is totally irregular. It just doesn't make sense. It defies logic.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably the same with you, Alex. When you were like, when you spotted, what you spotted, you're like, what that? This is not, doesn't make sense.
No. I mean, at first I thought it was planes, but then as it got closer, I was like, no, that's not a plane.
Yeah, it's just totally insane the way it is. And I just I don't know. I just I mean, again, you have to fight an uphill battle with, okay, I did experience it. I managed to get some video footage or photographs or whatever else. And then you have to fight the amount of people that will totally discount it, and rightfully so. I get it, and you need to endure the criticism and the critiquing and all that kind of shit, and rightfully so. I mean, people want to get down to the bare bones. Is this fake or not? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, you're faking. No, this is real, man. I mean, I am presenting to you what I experienced firsthand. Okay, it may not be a UFO. I'm not an expert. I don't think anybody's an expert, but this defies logic to me. Right? And I think that's the first sort of, kind of, area where you go, okay, look, it doesn't make sense.
No, but I mean, I do feel, I mean, like we said, footage, because of that very nature, people can always say it's fake, or it's not, you've hoaxed it, or whatever. But of course, that's why I still think that testimony, witness testimony is as good and as strong as footage, because if you look at all the if we go back to all the stuff coming out of the US regarding the congressional hearings, there's been with the Tic Tac footage. I mean, that ain't great footage, and in fact, there's been people who've suggested it's different things, haven't they? They've said that maybe it's not. Maybe we can't see. We might be looking at the fuselage of a plane, but we can't see it properly because of the infrared and all this sort of stuff. But it's the high caliber witnesses which are kind of the selling point for me, almost. And I find that with all UFO cases, if it's got any relevance, it's generally because you've got seemingly a genuine witness giving their description of what they had accounted for whatever they've seen on that particular day or night.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those,
I mean, it's good. I mean, if it's kind of the gold standard, if you've got a member of the public, I don't know, a police officer, someone from the military, and film and radar pickups, but it never you don't never always get all that, do you? You just get the witness description because some of these sightings are quite fleeting, aren't they? So even if you had a mobile phone on hand, the time you put it out and put your camera on and try to look for it again, it's difficult, isn't it, to film a UFO, unless you sort of stake out, do like these sort of night stakeouts in a window area where you think some of this activity might occur.
I know. I had a hard time when I was filming mine, but then again, it was back in 2003, 2004, somewhere around there, and I had a flip phone cell camera, and they were garbage back then. But I mean, I managed to get something, but I mean, when you watch the footage, you're like, okay, what am I looking at? And it's really too bad. You can't even like clean the footage up because it's useless.
No,
because of the format.
No, it's different. I mean, even look, mobile phones are a lot better these days, of course. But even then, unless you can flip them over to manual mode and you can sort of film to, if it's a long way away, and you want to be filming to infinity. So some things, and at night as well, mobile phones aren't great in low light either, are they?
No.
I mean, there are exceptions. There are some good ones.
Nowadays, there's
nowadays
better technology.
They're okay.
But yeah, definitely back then it was just like, what the heck am I looking at? I mean, I could show you the footage, and I'll probably play it for you. I'll play it for you. We'll take a short break in a minute. But I mean, I'll play it for you, and you can get a gist of what I'm talking about. It's it's hilarious. I mean, all you hear is my hazards going, and then you see the traffic lights in the middle, or in the background, and then you see this thing in between the traffic lights, and you're like, well, that's just a reflection, and it's not. I mean, it's actually the lights, the orange orbs in the background doing their little whatever, and I only managed to capture 2 of them. And one of them is so faint you can't really see it, but the one you see, it's really not moving too much at the time when I filmed it, which is too bad. And by the time I got home to grab a real camcorder, it was too late. They were already gone. They were gone. Yeah. So, and it's too bad because I mean, to me it was fascinating because I'm like, what did I just witness? What did I just witness? This is just crazy. right? Absolutely crazy. Anyways, we're going to take a short break here. When we come back, more with Steve Wills. And I don't know what's going on with Matt, I don't know. Matt may come up. Who knows? But hold tight. You're watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Let me just see. Where are we? Yes, representing.
Reasonably priced in the foyer.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Richard Palmisano, the founder of the Searcher Group. It's a paranormal company, the oldest in Canada. founded in 1979, which not only makes me old, but makes me doing paranormal research and field work for just under 45 years now. I am also an author, researcher, and lecturer on the paranormal. I've written 6 books now, and I really enjoy coming on with Steve and Alex on Nocturnal Frequency Radio, as well as listening to the shows, because there's a lot of interesting guests there. I like it, looking at this stuff, because it opens your mind to other options and other alternative thoughts. And, there's always time to learn new things. So I hope you join us and come and see Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Thank you.
So let me ask you, what makes for good radio?
My 5 favorite songs all day long.
Play it again.
No.
As many commercials as physically possible.
What? No, why would that be good?
Great music, great talk shows, no commercials!
Precisely. New Visions Radio gives you no commercials, no nonsense, just the best new music and the best talk all day long, 24/7, 365. NewVisionsRadio.com.
Hey guys, Kristen here, host of the Paranorm Girl podcast, a bingeable exploration and deep dive education about the paranormal for the skeptical believer. Some of my past season topics have included shadow people, Mandela effect, demons, and UFOs. Currently, I am tackling Bigfoot. I have been sharing this journey with my audience since early 2021, and I have learned a lot these last few years. It's truly a mysterious world out there beyond our perceptions, and reality is just not what it seems. I have also, since the start, met some awesome folks like Alex and Steve, and I've really enjoyed watching and learning from them and also joining them on their show. Their guests are always outstanding, their listeners are just the coolest, and these hosts are some of my favorite people. I recommend their show to anyone looking for an intelligent and fun conversation about the paranormal amongst friends. So join me on my investigation, join Steve and Alex on theirs, and enjoy. Now back to the show. You are watching Nocturnal.
Midpoint. I thought I'd just give you a ring, see if you're available.
Yeah. So we're back. Thanks for. Hey Frank, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. What's going on? Okay, let me just hold on. That just
He's on the phone with the war room.
with the war room? The war room.
The war room.
So I mean, what am I thinking here? Hold on. I'm just typing something. Sorry. There we go.
In the Bible?
Yeah. The UFO Bible. Here we go. There you go. Welcome back.
We're back. I was just on the phone to Matt, so he's going to try and do his best to jump on, but he's not at home at the minute.
Yeah, I figured that. I mean, he said he had to do some stuff, so I left it up to him if he wanted to. I told him I'd give him a shout and see how he was doing, if he wasn't too busy, if he wanted to pop up, but whatever. It is what it is, and I had a feeling, but that's cool. Excuse me. Let me just hold on. Okay, as promised, let me just load this thing up here.
Is this your footage? Yeah.
This is the footage that I captured, and again, this is like 19. I think it was 2000 and let me just see when I uploaded it to. I uploaded it to YouTube 17 years ago. But that was, I think, long after. Okay, here we go. Let's, share screen. All right, here we go. And again, you're going to see these are traffic lights, these red lights here, street light here, and cars. You're going to see cars coming at me. I'm parked on the shoulder of the road. And in between, you're going to see this light here. Focus on that. So that light that appears and disappears
in between the two red lights.
Yeah, that is the light in the sky. And again, you can't really get a sort of an idea, but that literally hanging above Lake Ontario.
Okay.
Right? And of course, you hear my stupid hazards going.
You said there was more than one light.
There's three of them in the beginning.
Yeah.
One of them dropped out of sight, just went dropped. Like we're talking about like a lead balloon, right? And the other two were like literally going like this, zigzagging, doing all sorts of aerial maneuvers, and then literally just started going like floating. And then the other one just started dropping. And then you can't see it now because it's below the horizon point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to be able to see a comparison of like a daylight photo, so we could kind of understand the topography of
exactly
the land.
Hold on, let me see if I can find. I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think I have a picture of that handy. But yeah, I don't have a picture handy of that, but I should take a picture or take some video footage from that point, because it's pretty much, it hasn't changed. That particular intersection hasn't changed. It's been 22 years.
No, yeah.
22 years, roughly about 22 years since I took that footage, roughly. Right. So yeah, I think that was one of the first one of the first videos I uploaded to YouTube when I think I was on 2007. I think it was when I first started on YouTube, that channel anyways, or my personal account. But yeah, Alex, you weren't able to grab footage of yours. You just witnessed it, right?
I tried to grab footage, but mine was worse than yours.
Yeah. And I mean, yours is what, 2012 something?
Yeah, it was after 2012 because I had already moved in with my my wife at the moment. So, and I did that in 2012. So it was around 2013, maybe I would take a guess. But yeah, I tried to take. The problem is that I was in in the city, so there's a lot of light pollution. And it just didn't come out good at all.
Yeah, it's it's too bad. And again, when you're in the city, where were you again? I can't remember. Vaughan. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of city lights, a lot of light pollution, a lot going on. You don't really. That's the problem. I mean, when you go skywatch, Steve, I mean, what's the process when you go skywatch? Because I know you do it quite often.
Well, I don't do it on my own very often. I have done it on my own, but generally there's usually a few of us, 3 of us, sort of, probably the minimum. We've had loads before now, but the more people you invite and bring along, and obviously you're chatting as much as it becomes a kind of social event as much as anything then. So if you want to sort of do it seriously, at least a couple of you, 2 or 3 of you, what we tend to do is, obviously where we live, it's quite a hilly area, and some of this stuff has been seen in and around these sort of hills. And we take low light cameras. I've got a couple of night vision devices and that sort of thing. But you could be waiting forever and a day and not see anything. And it's almost sometimes it's been like almost like if you call it the phenomenon, if you like, is almost hyper evasive to some of this stuff, because we've been there with tripods, everything sort of set up, been there for, I don't know, from 1 o'clock till 3:30 in the morning. Sort of decided to call it, put everything away, put it back in, everything in the boot and that, and then you might just see a light on the horizon moving around and dipping out real fleeting, and you think, wow, something's messing with me here. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that would be. I mean, I've gone. I know in the past it's been a long time since I've done it, but I have in the past gone out and night watched and sky watched at night, and and again, this was probably after I'd witnessed the experience that I had, the one that I just showed you, and going into an area just north of there, which is not developed. It's farmland, and you still have it's an elevated sort of position, so you have a good vantage point, but you can't see the lake. But because there's hardly any lights, you don't have that light pollution and everything else. It seems to be a pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the good things around this area, that if you drive only a couple of miles away and obviously look out away from the town, that it's kind of void of any light pollution. So we're lucky in that respect.
Yeah.
There's a forest just a few miles down the road, which is it's been renowned as one of these kind of dark skies places for astronomy and the likes. When when it's not cloudy here, which is pretty much all the time. But yeah, when it is clear, it is, you've got a pretty good view of the heavens, if you like,
Yeah, I would really love to spot something unusual again. But again, I think now I would be a little bit more skeptical. Like I said, like we've mentioned, it just seems there's just so many elements now that are involved. Being drones and other stuff, unfortunately, that would play a huge part. It would, hey, look at it, you capture something that's just totally out of this world. Exactly, no pun intended. But is it really? Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's difficult, isn't it? It's a difficult one. I think most people, I mean, ultimately, if you're going to make a UFO report, you've got to think it's something a bit more than just a light in the sky. I mean, I take it you didn't, either yourselves didn't make a report with your UFO sightings?
No.
I made a report. I think I did a report with there's a Canadian report UFO reporting site here, and I did report it.
Right.
I don't know how far it went.
Well, that's good. That's good because I think it's the percentage is something like 90% of people don't.
Yeah,
I'm one of those 90%.
but to be fair, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't know how to report it either, or don't know where.
No, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's not. I mean, your UFO organizations, institutes, research groups. They're not about like they used to be. In the 90s. I mean, if you used to buy a book in the 90s, and at the very back, there used to be listings of all the different sort of research group and organizations. Now it's literally a handful, really.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I've found that with the paranormal as well. I mean, people they get into these areas of, you know, research and investigation and reporting and archiving and so on and so on. But I mean, I find they don't. Many of them don't last long. They just. It's like they go, well, I don't get it. Why am I doing this? It's not going anywhere. It's not advancing. You know, and you don't. I mean, I've seen people in the paranormal drop like flies. You know, they just, and I think a lot of it too is that when a lot of these people get into the paranormal, I don't know if it's like this with the UFO sort of community, but they get into the paranormal and they start realizing that a lot of stuff that's, you know, the lore is not lore, it's actually explainable. And they become very vain and skeptical.
Well, plus I imagine it, you know, with paranormal shows and the sort of stuff on YouTube, they probably get a false perspective of what it's all about. You know, they go in, do an investigation, thinking they're going to have to take a baseball bat to wield all these unworldly spirits off of them. Of course, it's not like that. It's like hours of nothing happening. You know, you might just get a hit, and it might be something so brief and insignificant, and then it's about you going into that to look, you know, to see if there's anything legitimately interesting. You know, if it might be a EVP thing for, I don't know, you know, 30 seconds on your recorder.
That's right, Lorenzo. We're old school, and I love it. I'd rather call them UFOs than UAPs.
Yeah,
come on, seriously.
Yeah, always I like UFOs better. I think UAP is probably a better descriptor because of all the various different things you've got. You know, plus if they're not conventional, they're probably not flying in the same way as what we would think they were flying.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily objects as well, because some of these are plasma sort of based stuff as well, isn't that? So,
well, yeah.
So it probably is a better descriptor, but yeah, I like UFOs better.
Yeah, I can't even. It's not that I can't say UAPs. I just find why rename it?
I think they said about it because they said it was the whole UFO connotation had like this kind of negative, had sort of baggage to it, you know.
Yeah.
Whether UAP sounds a little bit more sort of uniformed and a bit more.
So why don't they do that with the paranormal and calling a ghost something else? I can't stand the word ghost.
Ghost hunting.
You know, to me it's like it carries a lot of baggage, a lot of skeptical baggage. You know, but I mean, I always find myself when it comes to sort of UFO, not lore, but the classic stories or the stories. I always find myself going back to a lot of the early stories from the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. And I can understand why a lot of people would say, well, you know, it's a lot of that could probably be explained now because of how technology has advanced over the past 30, 40, 50 years or whatever, right? And it's true. I mean, is that why maybe we're not getting as much of these big stories or legends and lores because we can explain a lot of it now, a lot more?
I don't know. I mean, I think some of those older accounts probably the exception rather than the rule, because a lot of those probably couldn't be explained in conventional terms because the technology then probably wasn't enough to. I mean, take the 60s case, the Zamora case with the Sirocco with the egg and all that, when Laurie Zamora, the police police officer who actually saw this with two like diminutive entities running around this egg-shaped craft.
Yeah.
They got in, scrambled away, and it obviously shot off, and fire and all that came out the bottom as it sort of ascended, out of up into the sky, and rapidly zipped away. But that case still stands. I mean, I don't think that. I think some of the cases back then, even though we might say that, or they probably didn't have drones back then, did they? In the early '60s and stuff of that nature. And I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of those older cases, there's cases from the 19. I mean, John's got them. We talked about John Hanson from the 1940s and 50s with the big black delta triangles with the light at each apex.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays we say, well, that's US black project, secret, craft and that. But not back then. We didn't have that capacity to make anything like that back then.
I mean, you look at these, and again, going back to the 90s. I mean, the 90s seemed to be like a huge, there was a lot going on in the 90s, a lot.
Yeah, especially with those black triangle delta shaped craft.
Yeah, and
but again, they get even now. I mean, some of them may be secret tech, but I mean, why would you use your top secret stealth craft and then just fly it over a housing estate in, I don't know, Surrey in the UK for everyone to see?
Makes sense. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you and again, you look at. I mean, what are your thoughts on the Phoenix Lights?
Well, I think something certainly that people did actually see. I mean, if you listen to some of the testimony, a lot of people said some of this flew right over their heads and they could see the underside of it and all this, didn't they? I think the ones where they showed the footage, where the mountain background, where they got the lights and they said it was flares, I think that might have actually been flares, I don't, but whether that happened to kind of take away from the legitimate reports, I don't know, but lots of people, too many people saw that, didn't they, around Phoenix for it, to not, to be completely hogwash. I think it was legitimate. Obviously, someone seen something, but I think the bit which gets shown on TV where they show the string of lights just above what is the mountain line, I think that was flares. But that then detracts from the rest of it.
Yeah, it just. I mean, and again, kind of going back to the, the difference between then and now when it comes to, well, we'll keep it with the UFO sort of scenario or UAP, whatever. But I mean, Steve, how's it changed for you as somebody who's followed it for so long? How's it changed for you over the years? I mean, do you find it like when you first began doing this, you were like, oh wow, this is amazing, this is just wow, and now how's it changed?
Well, I mean, if we go back, there has been a kind of sea change since 2017 when all this stuff with ATIP and all this coming, because there's been a huge peak of interest from people getting into the subject from that juncture. And I think if you go on to, there's umpteen different podcasts and YouTube channels now, which, even in the last sort of 5 years, which was never there. I mean, there's, so many YouTube different channels and that devoted to this. But I certainly can't keep up with them all. But I think that's been a change. There's been, the new guard, if you like, probably younger people, to be fair, who've come into it since hearing about it on 2017. And obviously they've been following the subject, getting into some of the older cases. So I think there's a new kind of new sort of young guns coming into it now, which are following it since 2017. So I mean, like I said to you earlier, I mean, I'm happy just to I follow all this stuff regarding Air Force pilots and whoever coming forward on the record. Of course I will, because it's I don't know if it's disclosure's ever going to happen like the way they kind of sell it, but for me, I like interviewing regular sort of Joes and asking them about their kind of experiences and that sort of stuff. 2 seconds ago, I've got to let the dog out a minute.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, Steve. Yeah, I mean, oh, here we go. Look at, oh, it's buffering, it's turning around. But Alex, I mean, it's like the paranormal. I mean, you get into it. Matt's having some problems there. It looks like he's there, but he's there. He's not.
I think he might be trying to hook up from his car or something.
From his car or something.
He wasn't at home when.
But it's like when you get in, and I know, Alex, when I first started the show and you came on, the views have changed drastically.
I know they've changed for me.
I know they've changed for me too. They've changed drastically. And I kind of think that is because the more information you get, the more things become, I don't know, kind of real, if you will.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good. How about you?
Not too bad. Thank you for asking.
Have you spotted any crazy UFOs this evening, sir?
Why do I have to spot them when I can call them?
Okay, if
beckon them.
Can you beckon a few for us this evening, sir?
He's got telepathic link.
No, don't you know that it's dangerous to get close to UFOs because some of them have radioactive properties which damage people. Don't you know this?
So how are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing fine. I'm just driving through the lovely Wiltshire countryside on hands-free. I started the thing before I got going, but obviously can't touch the screen, can't look at the screen. It's off to one side, so there we are. Legal. Keeping it legal, sir.
Keeping it legal, huh?
Keeping it legal.
So I was we were just talking with Steve about like how things have changed with the when you first begin kind of looking into the UFO lore and researching it and investigating it, and to now. I mean, you've been involved with it for such a long time, crop circles, blah blah blah, not all, but I mean, how has it changed for you now? Like, I mean, in terms of when you first started, kind of investigating and researching the UFO sort of lore, if you will.
The biggest problem was that people didn't take you seriously. They thought, oh yes, that's just like lights in the sky, it's probably balloons. Yes, the government are right. Yeah, it's just swamp gas, marsh gas, balloons, misidentifications, aircraft, flashy lights, laser beams, sky searchlights, and any explanation rather than it's a UFO. Now, of course, 98% of all UFO reports are misidentification because most people don't know what they're looking at. Yeah, and the human eye is very fallible, especially at night. Mm-hmm. It's very fallible. Yeah, yep. And photographs are fallible as well. There's lots of things that can be got wrong, and perspectives and where you are and where you think the object is. You don't know the distance. But let us move to where we are now. Right? We have the military admitting they exist. UFOs are real. They're non-human. They are extraterrestrial. They could be from other dimensions. They could be time travelers. They could be all sorts of things. And the military do not have control of the situation. We are not in control. They are in control. And the aliens are not very happy with us because they said, "You think this is your fucking planet, you cheeky monkeys? Yeah? It's not your fucking planet. You're just fucking tenants on this planet. And if you don't behave yourself, you're going to be evicted. Yeah?
Yeah.
And we'll take your little toys and your nuclear weapons off you. And you'll be spanked and put to bed." Yes.
You know, and
can't wait for that to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at as Alex likes to say, the human race needs a fucking enema.
Now the world needs an enema.
World.
With friends like that, who needs enemas? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
just don't smell the breath.
The breath.
Yeah.
The breath. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't sniff the glove.
Don't sniff the glove.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get this high vis off because it's a bit restrictive. Oh, let's just get it to
So what about, okay, so when you were first getting into this sort of realm, and the UFO thing, what was it about it that attracted you and said, look, I want to look more into this seriously? What was it about it that attracted you?
I had a UFO experience I couldn't explain.
There you go.
I saw something I couldn't explain. And I was very rational minded. I was very programmed by the system, very gaslit, very propagandized. I believed science, science and religion was bullshit, and it's like science. This is all bullshit. I was very skeptical. Yeah. And then I had an experience which made me change my thinking. It made me think, hang on a minute, that doesn't fit in. What the hell was that about? And then I had to say, oh my God, I need to look into this more. Oh my God, I need to look into this more. And when I started looking, what I uncovered was very, very exciting and fun. And and it's a long story. UFO researcher, crop circle maker. Now I'm into urban exploring, which I've always been because I'm an explorer. I explore, I investigate. I explore and investigate. And ever since being a child, I've explored and investigated. I'm a nosy little fucker. I'm a nosy little fucker.
I like that, nosy little fucker.
No wonder.
I'm a secret squirrel. I'm a secret squirrel. I'm a secret squirrel. Yeah.
Hey, Matt, you didn't hear what I said, did you?
What's that? Sorry.
I said it's no wonder I can see a little bit of bronze spot on your nose there.
Bronze spot.
That's too much. But do you? No, he's looking.
I was only kidding.
I got a bit of a zit. I think I was zit.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I didn't prepare for this because I forgot it was on. Sorry. I was around a friend's house and they got no signal there.
Yeah.
They got no signal. I'd only just connected to their Wi-Fi, right? And then suddenly, boom, I started getting messages coming through and I thought, fucking hell. And I was showing the videos and one of them, I'm not going to say names, but has brain cancer.
Oh.
Okay. So, it's palliative. It's been halted, but it's still there.
Yeah.
they weren't able to speak, walk, or talk. Yeah. Now they could speak, walk, and talk again. Chemotherapy has halted it, and now they're back on their feet. But we don't know where it's going. I was just having a chat with friends, and I completely forgot about the show, so I apologize for that.
No. It's all good, Matt. It's all good. Like I said,
absolutely. You know why something like that made me forget about the show.
Yeah.
And I promised I would be here. And
Matt,
look at me. I'm a naughty werewolf. Naughty werewolf. Naughty werewolf.
You said you had you had to deal with stuff, and I said, hey, if you can make it, you can make it. That's good, man.
Yeah,
that's good. But what about now though? What about with the whole scenario now, with how things are now? Do you find the UFO sort of realm, if you will, has lost its sort of the romance it had like years ago? Like Steve and I were talking. We were all talking about the '90s. The '90s being a big sort
romance.
Not romance, think... but I mean the intrigue.
It's very serious business. It's very serious business, and disclosure is happening right now. And if you don't know it's happening, it's because you're just fucking looking down at your phone and your feet and walking and doing work, and you're not looking up, and you're not fucking opening your mind. Yeah, it's happening right now. The aliens are revealing themselves right now. Wake up, humans! By July, there's a time. There's a time scale, right? There's a time scale, right? July, which happens to be when my birthday is in July. I won't say the date. Okay, it's in July, right? Happy birthday to me because they're going to land.
You're still younger than I am. Yet. You're still.
They're going to land. Mark my words. Mark my words. Call me a fool. Call me a swine. Call me a bag. Call me a bag of chicken necks tied up with twine.
Chicken necks. Matt, so mark my words. You're still younger than I am.
Yeah.
But
where are they landing?
Where are they landing? All over.
I don't know, but it will happen. It'll probably be somewhere in America, London, various capital cities. Who knows? It's not for us to decide. But I don't think it'll be fucking in China, to be honest. With the way they treat their people,
Steven's saying he's hearing some funky shit's gonna happen during Super Bowl.
Another wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah.
Check it out. Cleaning my vape. It's got some dirt in it from my pocket. Here we go.
So get your take on this, because I asked Steve the whole egg and rope fucking shit. I mean, what do you think of the last disclosure bit about the egg retrieval?
I am an alien, aren't I? I've got alien genetics. I'm rhesus negative.
Wait a sec here. There's 3 bald guys. I think, I don't know if Steve, because he's got a hat on, but I'm pretty sure he's the same way.
Steve, what's your blood group?
Well, no, he's got a shaved head, so he's not really bald.
Steve, what's your blood group? What's your blood group?
He's a wannabe bald. Yeah.
Mine? You asking mine or the other Steve?
Well, read out your blood groups, boys.
I am type O.
I don't even know what the fuck I am.
O, I'm O.
Rhesus
negative. Are you O? Here's the O. Negative. Here's the O.
Yeah. Rhesus
Matthew's
negative.
Rhesus negative.
I'm rhesus negative. Are you rhesus negative, Steve?
I couldn't tell you if I am or not.
No. Okay. So what happened was the aliens came down and they manipulated the genetics of us monkey boys, yeah? And they basically created a race of more servable, workable creatures that could go and mine for them, yeah? And do work. So we have the rhesus negative. And it's known as the royal bloodline, the bloodline of the gods. Yeah. The silver spoon, that sort of shit. Yeah. And I'm adopted. I don't know who my parents are. So God knows where I came from. I might have been dropped off I might have been dropped off by a UFO around the back of somebody's building. I don't know. I have no clue. It's just my genetics, my bloodline. It's come through generations of my bloodline. But rhesus negative means that you have the part of the monkey gene taken out. It's a chapter. Chapters have been removed. Yeah, and it's been all altered to give you certain abilities, telepathic abilities, psychic abilities, which I've been trying to tell people for many years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remote viewing, higher capacity for remote viewing. You can all do it. We've all got it, but some of us have got it more. It's just luck of genetics. I was just lucky. I just won the jackpot. I didn't want it. I didn't ask to be born, or did I? Or did I come here on a mission? I don't know.
You sit there and you go, I'm different. I'm different, and I'm not affected by the same sort of things that the general public is affected by.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are the same way. They're like, I don't feel like the natural society.
I don't feel like I fit in.
Yeah, not necessarily I don't fit in, but I don't feel like things that would normally affect a normal person wouldn't affect me, sort of thing.
Well, seeing strange things, having strange powers, having the ability to affect things physically at a distance, which have accidentally magic powers have gone pop, pop, pop. Yeah. And I've gone, fuck, what did I just do? Oh no. Oh shit, what did I just do? How did I do that? And I don't know. Yeah. Unlocked powers to manipulate things at a distance. Yeah. Uri Geller territory. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this, but I've got it. And guess what? The guy you said, so we're coming back full circle now to the question you asked. What about the guy with the egg, the helicopter pilot and lifting the UFO? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What did they say? Psychics like me, people with telepathic powers, are the ones that fly the UFOs at Area 51, Bob Lazar. Yeah. They use people like us. They get us on the program. Yeah. Because we are the ones that can interface psychically and control the craft because they operate through the power of the mind. Yeah.
That is intriguing because I mean, there's a lot of people that would simply go, okay, but how do I do that then? How am I able to interact?
Have you seen District 9? District 9.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it's been a while, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the guns don't work unless you have alien genetics. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could operate one of those guns, couldn't I? Because I have alien genetics. I can operate a UFO because I have alien genetics.
Is somebody snoring?
Yes, that's my dog.
I was gonna say.
I was wondering what that was. I was thinking it sounded like somebody talking in a room. He's screaming, is he?
It just sounded like someone had one too many Taco Bell.
Cisco. Oh, poor Cisco.
That's hilarious.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh, he's a baby. Oh.
Is that English? Is that an English boxer?
Oh, look,
French bulldog.
French bulldog.
Come out of my nose then. That's clever.
Why are they waking me up for this? What are they doing?
Oh, baby. Poor baby.
Too
man.
much.
So how's everybody doing anyway? This is just before we go like deep diving.
I'm not drunk enough.
Not drunk enough, but
I'm
doing better.
I can't drink. I'm driving. So I'm like sober as a judge.
I am.
Which means I'm drunk. No, I'm not, because a lot of judges.
He's high on life.
Judges, that's not water on the table they're drinking. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Do you have Angel with you? No.
No, she's back in the house.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't take her to my friends because she's dying of brain cancer. So it's just she's a handful. My dog's a handful.
Yeah.
So I have to leave her in the house.
True.
But I will be going back shortly. In fact, I'll drive and you talk. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
And then I can come back on. I'll come on the proper system then when I get back home.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And then I can have a drink, which I would love to have a drink with you boys.
That would be cool, dude.
It would be excellent. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Excellent.
I'm eager. I'm eager to share. Apparently, according to this, I'm eager to share. So there you go.
What's that? What is it? Coffee?
No.
I can't really see it. What's this called? Marlow.
Yeah. It's a double dry hopped American pale ale called Eager to Share. So
nice.
Hey Safari, how are you? Good to see you.
Some Cruz Campo.
What do you have? Is that what you're drinking?
Yeah, Cruz Campo lager, Spanish lager.
Oh, nice. Spanish lager. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. A Spanish lager. Interesting.
Yeah, they're quite popular over here now in the UK.
Yeah? I don't think I've ever tried a Spanish lager. I've tried many Mexican lagers, but never a Spanish lager.
Lager.
So okay,
white thing, lager.
I think we've made contact with the other side.
I think we have, yeah.
But B loves Cruz Campo. I can only.
I don't know. I've never tried it myself.
Very much like Estrella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's like Stella.
I had
Estrella.
There was a new one called something like Madja.
Yeah, Mako, is it? Mako.
Yeah, Madjah or something. Madja.
I think it's Mako. Yeah, that's Spanish. Yeah, that's Spanish. Yeah.
That was very nice.
You know what? Hold on.
I picked it up in co-op, and somebody said to me, "Have you won the fucking lottery?" He said. I said,
expensive.
"What are you on about?" He said, and I said, "No, it's not that expensive, mate." He goes, "You won the lottery?" I said, "No, I'm the fucking." In my head, I was saying, "I'm the fucking secret vault, matey boy." Yeah. I haven't won the lottery. I'm the fucking secret vault. Fuck off. So, yes, disclosure is happening rapidly at the moment. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it a great time to be alive?
It is, unless they're here to jam something up our ass.
Ooh. The we'll get the UFO Ricky bit going. I should have a sound clip from UFO Ricky on that one.
Yeah.
It's just
so boys, I gotta get going, unfortunately. But
all right,
Matt, it's good that you came on just before I got
because I'm low signal, so I'll keep quiet.
Okay. I will see you guys soon. Okay.
Later.
Yeah, see you,
night.
Alex. All the best, mate.
Yeah, later. You know, it's one thing that like I've always been a huge UFO kind of follower, if you will. I mean, you the stories and everything else, but I've never actually been involved with it, investigating, sort of researching the lore and the stories and cases, like local cases. I mean, I've heard about local cases.
I'd have thought, Steve, that through even if you're in a paranormal investigation group such as you are, you don't you ever get the odd case come in through that medium?
Not at all. Nothing UFO based.
That surprised me.
Which is kind of way I mean, I've had lots of weird cases, but never anything. I mean, I've got out on a limb on cryptozoology.
Yeah.
But never UFO. Nothing based in UFO sort of lore, if you will.
So, because I mean, if you sometimes it's the suggestion that people who may experience sort of poltergeist type activity, that might be kind of a byproduct from, I don't know, a recent UFO sighting or something of that nature. I don't know if you've ever investigated a poltergeist type.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, are you in the situation where you ask the witness if they've had other experiences in other areas?
I mean, there was one case. There was one case that actually that I would say is probably in that sort of realm, and it was. Hold on, let me see if I got the photos here. Look at the photos here. Actually, I don't even think I have them. Let me just upload them here, and I'll give you a sample. Hold on, where are we? Where are we? Let's see. Who the heck is it? Here we are.
Pulled over to get a bottle of water.
Okay, I'm just gonna pass these along.
Ran out of water.
Ran out of water?
Yeah, ran out of water. So, yeah, I was just feeling a bit thirsty, so I just pulled over, got some water. Now we're on our way again. My throat was a bit like to the house, and then we can start the party. Let the party begin.
There was a case a few years ago. This and it's still baffling. I've had a lot of people on to talk about it, but I simply called it. We simply called it Bubble Boy because of the.
Oh yeah, yes, I've seen this. Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen the photos, right?
Yeah, the trail camera photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 consecutive. Yeah.
And a little bit more background was the woman that was living on the property. She was by herself while her husband was at work, and she had witnessed some green lights outside the back, and they're in the middle of nowhere. There was like probably 100 yards to her nearest neighbor, and literally she was experiencing some activity in her backyard up to her back to the back door leading to the backyard, and it flipped her out. She was like frightened, But I mean, this whole Bubble Boy bit is just that whole scenario. I'll pull them up here. Hold on, let me pull them up just so people know what I'm referring to here. And I don't know.
Sliders.
I don't know if you've even seen this, Matt. I don't know if you
Sliders. Do you remember Sliders?
I remember Sliders, the TV series. I remember that was a cool series.
Yeah, it was a TV series, but you know what it's based on? Street lamp interference, people. SLI. Street lamp interference.
Yeah.
Sly. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People like myself who walk past lights and the lights go off.
Yeah.
Street light interference. Street lights coming on and off when you're in the general vicinity and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
My parents, when I was a kid and we used to go in the car, I could change the traffic lights by telepathic power. I could make them all go green. My parents would go on then, and I'd go on, do it, bang, green. Go on, green. Because I used to hate driving. I used to smoke in the car. It used to make me feel sick. So my way to get around that was green light. Yeah.
So these photos are from a trail cam in the backyard of a house. And I wish I had the first and the fourth photo, but the first photo you literally just see the backyard and you see the birds and just tranquility. And literally
you see a thicket of trees at the back, don't you?
Yeah. And the thing about these photos are taken within seconds of each other, milliseconds of each other, and the temperature changes. It's really weird. It's really weird how the temperature changes the way they are. The second photo, there's an anomaly at the top of the photo, like something is
like a black mass, isn't there?
Yeah, manipulating the camera or somewhat. And then in the third photo, you see this object right at the tree line, hovering above, and it seems like it's in a protective sort of covering, if you will, some sort of protective
bubble.
I don't know.
Yeah, bubble.
Right, bubble.
Yeah. Well, what did they see of the Nimitz? They said it was a cube inside a spherical, transparent bubble.
Yeah.
Well, not the Nimitz. That was the one in San Diego you were talking about.
Yeah.
Go fast, was it?
Okay.
No, that was a different one. It's the cube. The Ryan Graves saw that, didn't they?
Ryan Graves, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Sorry, I'm driving. I can't. My brain is concentrating on the road.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
So there's a second photo, and as you can see, there's a discrepancy at the top of the screen, but you see the birds in the field there.
I mean, you could argue that's kind of like a bit like an old George Adamski scout ship type UFO, couldn't you?
Yeah, almost like it, right? It's kind of weird how that is. And then, the very next photo, you have this, and again, it changes by a degree, and this is within seconds.
Zoom in on that.
Right.
I can't look because I'm driving, so I'm sorry.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it does look like a kind of humanoid shape, doesn't it?
Exactly.
With inside like you say, inside of a container or bubble, you say.
Yeah. And then,
And did you not say that you that they kind of went cold on you after a while? The witnesses.
So basically, he came on the show to talk about it. He came on to talk about it, and he furthered by explaining his wife had an experience, and these green sort of lights were flying erratically in the back of the yard, and it was freaking her out. She called her husband at work and said, "Look at, hey, something's weird. Something weird is going on. I need you to come home," sort of thing. And by the time he got home, it was all over. Nothing was going on. But yeah, I mean, this guy, we were all.
Had she been drinking? Had she been drinking?
No.
Had she been on the wacky backy?
That's the one thing I did ask. Was she drinking? No, she wasn't drinking. I go, well, look at, are you cool with us coming out to investigate this? They're like, yeah, absolutely. I want you to come out. This is great. We had it all set up. We were ready to go. And then all of a sudden I get this call saying, I don't want to, I don't want to bring any more attention to this.
Yeah, because it is hard for people, because they'll get ridiculed, from their neighbours, family, and because this is the way the world has been told to say UFOs are rubbish, and people who think that they're real are conspiracy theorists, tinfoil hat people, schizophrenic, nutters, don't believe it, and now it's official. We're not fucking nutters, we were right all along.
Mm-hmm.
Is the date on that correct, or is that like a factory resetting?
No, that's the actual date. That's the actual camera imprint. That's and I checked the metadata on this, and nothing's been altered. It's all good as seen as he recorded. And this is what freaked him out, because I mean, he hasn't got a clue how to work any of this stuff, and he was just going through some of the photos from the SD card he had in one of the cameras, and he stumbled upon this and went, okay, this is fucking weird. This is really weird. I mean, when you look at this photo here, you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. I mean, that trail camera, it's got the capacity to take video as well, I guess.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
And he didn't get any video, unfortunately.
So it only appeared in one snapshot, yeah?
There was
two with the other anomaly.
With the anomaly, yeah, and then this, and
I've actually pulled over. I can look. I'm looking at it now. That's weird.
I'll look at that. Wow. Here's the second photo, Matt.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And I mean, this is the second of 4 photos.
I'm pulling off again now. I'm sorry. Okay.
Right. And here is the third photo. I wish I had the first and the second photo.
Have you done a big crop on that or not?
I have, and I just, like I said, I've had these photos professionally analyzed, and they do, it is as is. Whatever it captured is there.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
The first photo where there's seemingly nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing strange in there.
Nothing.
Have you got that one?
I can't wait to see these I can't wait to see these when I get home.
See, look, right down there, the birds.
Wow.
Are just like taking it easy, right?
Wasn't there another photo before that one though, where it was just nothing?
Yeah, You just I don't know where they've gone to, but there's 4 photos in total. And the first one is you just see the background. You just see the birds are just like in the field, minding their own business. The trees and bright sunny day, winter day, as you can see, 7 degrees. And then, the next photo, you have this anomaly that we're seeing right now. And then the third photo is this right here. And the photo, the following photo, the fourth photo is the anomaly's gone, and all you see is again what you see in the first photo, nothing but just the field and the tree.
And what's the temperature difference between the two?
It goes from 6 to 9 degrees
in what, 2 seconds?
Less than 2 seconds. These things snap one after another, milliseconds within each other. Right, because I'll go back, you see, it's still.
See, that seems like where that area of grass seems quite blown out, doesn't it? With the light.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's projecting downwards.
Exactly. Right? Weird. It's so unexplainable. It's like, what could possibly be doing that?
So the witnesses got cold feet, and then that was it. You never heard nothing else. Did the case ever come up again, or?
No, I mean, I did remember hearing on a radio show, a local radio network here in Toronto, mention this story on the air, and I'm like, wait a sec, wow, we covered that like a couple of years ago, and then all of a sudden it's showing up on this show. What the hell? I guess the guy came back out of the woodwork.
But they may have got the details from listening into your show.
They might have, but literally, yeah, nothing. It's been quiet. And I'm like, I want to check this out. I want to investigate this. I mean, this warrants an investigation.
Yep.
That'd have been a good one.
Yeah.
What was my average speed? I'm just about to pull up now at my house. What was my average speed there?
Sorry?
Over that drive. Would you guess? What was my average speed I was just doing on my drive there? Yes.
120?
Yeah.
You mean
a little bit less than that?
A little bit less than that?
Less than that, because it's very wide. They're very windy roads, but very, very fast. Yeah. Very, very windy roads. You could do 20 down these roads.
Brief energy as craft has dropped shield to leave. Well, exactly, Neil. That's what I'm like. Are we witnessing a craft drop off a visitor, if you will, or are we just seeing this person in this protective sort of environment pass by the camera, and of course the camera can't sort of get adjusted to what it's seeing because it's moving so quick? Because I mean, these are within milliseconds of each other. I mean, it's not equipped to be able to capture that sort of thing, and it's really, really weird.
Faster than light speed. We've now jumped down from hyperspace.
Yeah.
Shutting down engines cooling down. Landing gear.
I mean, it's weird. It's absolutely weird.
See you in a minute, boys.
Yep. It's just absolutely,
Nano.
absolutely incredibly fucked up. Mr. Smith, carling in hand. But I mean,
no, Radox in hand.
Radox. He's got Radox.
Yeah, I got 2 packets of Radox. That's what I've got. Water and 2 packets of Radox.
Radox.
And a vape.
And a vape. And a vape. And a vape. And a vape.
Go. Oh, that's nice.
So what do you think, Steve? I mean, how would you try to explain that to somebody?
Well, I don't know if I could explain it. I mean, the only thing you can do is explain what the witness said, and then show, as you've done, show the photos. It's a shame that you couldn't follow it up in terms of do a follow up and actually look at the look at the area in terms of see what was going on there, you know, see if you could replicate it or whatever, or, you know.
Let's see.
But yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? It's a shame that, like you say, you couldn't follow it up because it's, you know, there's sort of more questions than answers, and it's unfortunate the witness no longer sort of wants to be involved.
Well, yeah, it's really a shame and unfortunate that we weren't able to. Hold on, let me just see here. Let me just kind of get to.
Have you not? I mean, when was the last time you had contact with them? I mean, sometimes, you know, in the pattern of time, they might decide that, you know, okay, well, you know, we'll talk about it a bit more, and there might have been something else that happened as well, along with those photos. You don't know, do you?
Hold on, here we
go.
go.
It's almost forcing that you can see a definitive line.
Again.
Never anything else after that.
No, not that. I mean, not that we're aware of.
Yeah.
Nothing that we witnessed or anything. Nothing at all.
This is the witness, yeah.
This is the witness here, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sort of familiar with your area. I used to have a vacation place close to one of the entrances to Algonquin, in the middle of the bush, kind of thing. And we had some very interesting stuff that used to go on up there, but most of it was wolves and bears and things like that. But sometimes there were very strange things. Certainly in the sky at night.
Well, let me ask you, Lee. Would you be willing to allow somebody to investigate?
In what respect? Like here at the property, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean,
Didn't sound too keen then, did
he? No, he was. He's not a. He basically said he's not a people person.
I mean, Richard, what do you think? Do you think it would warrant, like, maybe some sort of investigation? Like those are my initial thoughts in trying to maybe understand what exactly is going on there.
I do. I think an investigation of the property surrounding area may have clues. I see there's been quite an amount of time that's lapsed, so I don't know how that would play on any physical evidence around that area. But it's still worth a look. Even to get a Geiger counter, there's differences. I think the ground to that may be out there. That show this.
I'm just trying to find where he
get these pictures to you. I was.
Here we go.
By measuring their distance from one.
I don't know, maybe portal or Chris. He's like, did you open
obeying the laws of physics?
I actually get people that ask me all the time, wow, you're up there in the middle of nowhere. You ever see anything weird like Bigfoot or something?
Yeah.
Or a cougar, or something.
I'll be right
like
back.
Not,
hold on, guys.
Not native to this area.
Yeah.
Just regular everyday stuff, right? But and then this thing came along, so I was when our somewhat mutual friend there said he wanted to get a look at and get these pictures to you. I was pretty excited because maybe finally get a little bit of closure, some idea of what somebody that knows.
Well, let me tell you, like I said, when I had seen them for the very first time, yes, I'm very, very skeptical automatically, but that that's me. That's with everything I when it comes to this realm, and I Richard's the same way, and I know Steven's the same way, and Alex too. You try to weed out the explainable with the picture, and obviously there are things with the aspects with the photo that are explainable, but there's still so much within those photos that just completely you just can't wrap your mind about, and you can't explain.
Well, another maybe interesting point for you guys to consider is that first picture. To me, I just thought it was like some kind of exposure issue with the sun, but it's actually it's out kind of at the wrong angle for it to be. I think, like, I don't know much about exactly how cameras work and all that kind of stuff. I'm just a user, but the funny part is this particular model of camera, it has the ability to sends like thumbnails to a remote, like it's called like a black box receiver type of thing. So it was like 100 feet away, and that's where I was originally collecting the pictures from, and I was getting all these weird pictures that looked just like the first one for a while. And I thought, what the heck is going on with like the exposure or something? Maybe there's something wrong with this camera, or maybe there's something wrong with how it's interpreting the data, shipping it back to this wireless receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting rid of all these things, just dumping them, because what the heck do I want a bunch of weird exposure pictures for, until these ones came along. And then I actually went and took the card out of the camera and load them load them in, because of course they're the full quality 8 megapixel or something. I think that one was set for. So of course with the better image quality, I got like, what in the world is going on here?
And that those are elements and aspects that I look at, like the surrounding environment and how that particular object, how it's reacting or interacting with the environment. And Richard, if you noticed, because you've looked at them, and Alex, if you look at the lighting, I mean, it's just within perfection of the environment.
It is actually, and the more I look at this, it's almost like in the first picture there's a low lying haze, almost like a fog.
Yeah,
because of the morning, I guess, from the early hour. It's almost like this bubble is actually trapped, that haze. It's hard to explain, but it's almost like that was trapped within this field. It's not as prominent outside the 18-foot radius. Very very strange.
Yeah, and I mean, it goes with the environment. Again, like the field, everything. There's nothing explaining that it's, like I said, I running it through I think 6 or 7 programs that I usually normally do with my photo editing. There's just nothing stating that this is a digital anomaly, or any other edited anomaly or anything like that. This is like true to the picture, the fact that it is something there, like something very much there.
That's right.
Yeah. Stephen, did you receive the photos yet?
Yeah, I've just been looking at them.
Your thoughts?
I've never quite seen anything like this before. It's I mean, like, it's beyond the what I was talking about before. It's its scale and clarity is huge by comparison. And I don't, I think Bubble Boy, I don't know, he seems to be like that. He seems to have a logic. He seems to have a logic and a purpose. It's like he's moving away from us or something. That's what it looks like here. And I can understand why you call him Bubble Boy. That's really quite fascinating.
Fitting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, it's consistent with the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems to me there's an interesting linear smear that's going down the image, and I think it's there on both of them, on both of those shots.
Yeah.
I see. No, it's different. It's different on the first one. It's a tree on the first one. On the second one, that smear is that's a very strange light anomaly. On the second picture.
Oh, on the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
there's a line of light that's coming down. It looks like it could almost be a tree, but it's not. And it's what it is. It's that line of light on the left and on the right, and he's about 1/3 of the way between the two lines. That's an interesting anomaly.
Lee, you were going to say something?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I was kind of thinking out loud, so I lost it. It's okay.
So I mean, okay, Richard, let me ask you with the first picture. Okay, what are you getting? Like, I mean, that blur. I mean, are we actually seeing, you know, the bottom of this particular being or whatever it is? Or I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Like, I mean, the white being the shield or the bubble itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first picture, that looks like, I would say that's a lot of, it's almost like a vortex. If you get close into that photo and you can see everything is twisting, let's say counterclockwise. That's the way everything seems to be arcing, counterclockwise motion. And it seems to have a lot of energy to it, a lot of distortion. And it's almost forcing that. You can see a definitive line in that mist cut across like say about 1/3 below the anomaly there. You can see that mist almost being pushed downwards, as if there's like a vortex moving.
But you get the gist of it. I mean, it is. I mean.
Well, he seemed to have his own kind of set ideas about what he thought it was. He was saying about vortexes and things of this nature, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've seen a lot of weird stuff, but I've never seen anything like this ever.
I had the feeling when he was talking, he had something. I reckon that was. I think he might have had some sort of supplementary kind of experience to go along with it, but didn't.
He didn't want to get into it.
Didn't want to get into it. Yeah.
No. Frank saying the Bubble Boy pics. Just noticed there's a double layer halo around them, approximately. Yeah, exactly. Let me just Let me just bring these photos up again. Let's see here. Oh, where did I put them? Oh, they're right here. I'll share that again. Hold on. Let me see. And we'll go to the next one. But yeah, as Frank mentions, there's like a halo, like the sun, and you can see the sun. It's almost like the sun is bouncing off the protective sort of area around this particular. Let me just. But you can see the sun sort of. Yeah, it's just really weird. How does one explain this? It just. Let me just hold on. That's I wish I could bring it. That's as far as it goes. But yeah, you definitely see this protective sort of whatever around it, and the sun sort of reacting sort of to this protective layer around this particular being, if whatever it is. And basically, as Frank goes, anywhere from 6 to like a double layering. You notice that double layering? Like you see the initial sort of halo here,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you see a secondary sort of halo.
yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I'm quite interested with the light. So the light seems to be casted on the right hand side, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that corresponds to the sun, or is that some sort of something emitting from?
You see the beams coming down, the light rays coming
Yeah,
down, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden you see them shooting off here in a sort of a kind of a different sort of manner than the initial rays.
yeah. But that would suggest that the light's coming into the lens, then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Not hitting, not hitting the right hand side of the bubble boy.
Yeah. But as you see on the right side, you see the shine of the sun on the right side, and
Yeah.
you don't see it on the left side.
No.
Right?
Well, you
Again.
see, yeah, you can see something very faintly onto the left.
Yeah, right there. So it basically conjecture to how the light is actually the sun is shining in the direction that the sun is coming down, and it's kind of reacting to the light of the sun.
And when you've cropped the image up so you've blown it up as much as you can, is there any additional kind of bits within that photo? Like it seems to be like a dot right in the middle, doesn't it? A bright kind of dot.
Let's see. Let me bring it in one of my programs, and I'll sort of bring it up a little bit more than what I can here. Hold on. Let's see here. Bring Matt in. Hold on a sec here. Bring Matt in. There you go. Mr. Secret Vault. Okay, let's see.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. Right. I've just sorted the dog out. She's been out, done her business. And I've now got a can of Birra Moretti.
Moretti. He's got the Moretti going.
Yeah.
He's got the Moretti going. Okay.
Let me just color correct myself. Even though I'm colorblind. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bang. Right. There we go. And then what do we do when we enter the starship? The Starship Enterprise? No, the Millennium Falcon, because I am Obi-Wan Kenobi. We go 3, 2, 1. Wookie, please stop harassing me while I'm on the show, Wookie, stop. 3, 2, 1. We go into a broadcast studio, and then we go into the studio. Bang. Yeah. And do you like my t-shirt?
What does it say? You got to get up on your t-shirt game, right? You got to get one of these bad boys.
Yeah, you got to get one of those, man.
Oh, showing off now, is it? Showing off.
Well, you mentioned the t-shirt.
Right. What's this from?
I can't see it. You have to come closer.
Bring it up, Steve. Bring it up, Steve. Bring it up, Steve.
Closer. I can't see.
The Laughing Man. The Laughing Man.
Yeah, what's that now?
The Laughing Man.
I thought what I'd do is pretend I was one of those deaf mutes. What does that mean? The Laughing Man. I thought what I'd do is I'd pretend I was one of those deaf mutes. What's that from? In the chat, please. Come on.
Be happy.
Yeah.
It's from a movie, yeah?
It's a movie. It's a manga.
I don't watch them.
Manga. Yeah.
Manga cartoon.
Manga Wanga.
Wait, Manga Wanga.
Anyone in the chat? I know it.
Hi, we're over on Nocturnal Frequency Radio. See you there. We're live now. Bye.
Okay, let's see how that does.
Right, you're on 39 viewers so far. Let's see what we can do with that, sir. Why is it not? I've changed phones, by the way. New phone.
It's not working. Okay. But yeah, so Matt, you've never seen those photos?
No.
Here, I'll show you again.
No, I've not seen them before. Right. Okay. So this is me logging into my right. Very complicated procedure. A password manager. Oh, mate, that looks weird as hell. What the hell's going on there?
Again, this is the second photo. The first photo, you just see
right. Let me get rid of that.
Total background.
Just do this and this, yeah, and then get rid of it. Wow, that is weird. It's like it's flipping light and dark, isn't it? It's like it's inverting, like yin yang. Light becomes dark, dark becomes light.
The next photo, the very next photo, is this.
Whoa. Hey, Angel. That's weird, Angel. That's weird. She said, "Can I have a treaty?" Yes, you can have a treaty. Yes, Chewbacca, you can have a treaty. It looks like a person standing with their back facing to you inside a bubble.
Why do you think it's that? Why do you think they're facing away from you then? Because it's like kind of hunched up. Yeah,
it's like they got a cowl. A cowl.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
A magician. Maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi. Maybe Gandalf.
Let's see if I can. Hold on.
Hang on then. Right. Okay.
But yeah, there you go. Photo. Weird. Crazy. Can't figure it out. Other than weird. And like I said, the property around it has a little bit of a strange history to it, and a lot of stories since those people. And when I remember talking to the guy before this all went, before we went live on the radio show, I said, "Hey, if a guy landed with a parachute, it was awfully quick." We're talking about milliseconds. It's just really weird. But the guy whose trail cam, whose property this is, he's just one of those guys that look at. I just don't want to be around a lot of people. They bought this house. They got a good deal on it. It's in the middle of nowhere. It was actually seized by the authorities because they were a grow up. And at the time, it was seized and resold, for a good price. And so, but whatever. The guy, they got the house. It's in the middle of nowhere. He set up a whole bunch of trail cams in the back of his yard because he wanted to see what kind of animals that were in and around the area. And he captures this, and he's like, "Okay, what the fuck is that? How do I explain that?" He was freaked out.
Yeah, it's extremely bizarre.
Yeah, and it just like I said, the whole aftermath bit with his wife having a little bit of an episode, like I said, when he was at work one evening, these strange green lights are in the background. This just doesn't make any sense other than, I'm sorry, but this warrants an investigation. But yeah, okay, no problem. And then last minute, nope, don't want any more attention.
Nobody's got the movie reference that my T-shirt. Nobody knows it.
Nobody knows.
Laughing Man. I thought it would be just best if I acted like one of those deaf mutes. You should know this, Steve, because you're interested in ghosts.
I don't know much about Magna stuff. I wouldn't have seen any Magna Japanese cartoons.
AG1D3K2.
What is that?
Vitamins. What's AG1? Athletic Greens 1. From New Zealand.
Athletic Greens 1.
Everybody advertises it on YouTube. AG1, AG1, AG1. Everybody's advertising AG1. It's very expensive. It's from New Zealand. Why is it the best in the world? Because it's the best of the best of the best of the best.
Ghost in the Shell, isn't it? And there was a
Steve's got it.
I had to Google it. I've got, but I've seen the
Chewbacca just went, "Yes, you're right, Steve. You're right, Steve."
But there is a movie version, isn't there? A proper movie version.
There's an American movie of it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Which movie is it, Steve?
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, Ghost in the Shell. Yes.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Angel? Are they being good? Are they being good? Are they being good?
I googled it, so I would have known that.
They being all good? Are they being good? They got it right. They got it right, Angel. They got it right. Yes, baby. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby Angel. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cisco's noises are so comical. It's amazing. Yeah.
The snoring dog.
Yeah. They do though. French bulldogs. They're they're constantly, aren't they? Yeah.
I'll just read the chat there.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne, how are you?
Meme laughing man, said Melissa Jones. Hey, Melissa Jones. Hey, Tommy Robinson. Hey, Melissa. Guess where I'm going tomorrow morning? Today, this morning. Guess where I'm going this morning?
Mention it.
I am going to London to the protest. Hey, Tommy Robinson. If anybody wants to meet me, I'll be there. Meet me at the protest. Be there or be square. Political prisoner, Tommy Robinson.
I was thinking about going to the tariff, the Trump tariff protest.
.cock. There'll probably be upwards of about 1 million people in London tomorrow, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one because people are pissed off. Elon's pissed off. Trump's pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Tommy in prison?
Yeah.
And if he's not released, Trump and Elon are going to go a little bit slappy on the UK because the UK needs to wake the fuck up. Do you know why? Shall I tell you why? Now, this will get your stream shut down. Do you want to know why? Because I know something. I know something you don't know. Right now, before I upload my video, because I still have managed to log in, right? Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner. He's in prison for a reason, because he wants to stop child rape gangs, doesn't he? Yeah. And who is the biggest paedophile in the UK right now? Bigger than Jimmy Savile, or as big as Jimmy Savile?
You're talking about the UK Prime Minister?
Oh dear. Oh dear, dearie me. Oh, you seem to know that because it's not been in the British press, has it? Oh, denotice. Not in the British interest. We've been denoticed. Elon knows, Trump knows, the world knows, but the British public don't know. Unless they're on the internet and doing their research and being good researchers, they don't know that the biggest pedo in the room, allegedly, according to somebody who heard it from a friend, and I would never say such a thing. I would never, ever in a million years say such a thing. That the biggest pedo in the room is none other than Prime Minister. I think that's
a change from your regular program.
I think that's. I think, and the views expressed by this stream do not reflect on Google's views or opinions, or the opinions of the makers of this show.
Yeah.
It's all allegedly.
They're all run by aliens.
Yeah. Now, who collapsed the other day? Do you know the story? Does anybody know the story?
No, I don't know that.
Okay. So Keir Starmer Keir Starmer was in a live television interview, And a journalist said, "What about the grooming gangs, Keir?" And he said, "We are putting all our power into stopping this. We will stop those grooming gangs. It's terrible. Yes, we know all about them." And his wife apparently shot him daggers with her eyes. And she said something like, "You'd know all about that, wouldn't you?" And stared at him. And guess what happened? He went and had a heart attack and collapsed and got taken to hospital live on television.
Well, I've not seen the footage. I've not seen the footage of that.
Shushy. Dino did.
Well, it was live on television, and you wouldn't be able to get away with it, would you? You'd be able to see it. Where's the footage?
There was some sort of recording going on. So where the fuck is it? Or is it bullshit? Put out by the CCP and Putin. I don't know.
That'd have been on the telly if he had collapsed in front of the cameras, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But, yeah. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But there's a reason that somebody like him wants lots of immigrants coming into the country, isn't there? Oh, yes. Ulterior motive.
So, Matt.
Yes, Steve.
What's your take on this?
On the UFO?
Yeah. What's your take on? What are your thoughts on the Bubble Boy thing?
Well, it's highly unusual. I think it's either somebody doing an elaborate Photoshop hoax, or if it's taken on face value, you've got some sort of physics warping technology, and somebody has arrived, teleported down to the ground inside a bubble. You know, so.
I looked into this guy. This guy Lee is his name.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely no way this guy knows how to manipulate a sort of a digital file like this at all.
They all say that. I've had people say to me, "Oh no, I can't do that," and I've caught them out, and I've named and shamed.
Yeah.
Yes, many times. It's more than once. It's been, and even the biggest UFO magazines who were covering the stories were like, "Oh, this is great. This is great." And I went, "No, he's a faker. He's a faker. He's a faker." I caught him out. Got him on tape. David something his name was, right? And what he did is he filmed a UFO.
Yeah, in Suffolk, wasn't it?
In Suffolk, yeah.
Yeah.
Suffolk.
Suffolk.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah. What the fuck? They know what they want, but they don't know what they want. They just strut. What the fuck? Yeah.
You said you had this photo analysed, Steve, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, professionally, and like I said, the data on it, the whole 9 yards. It just there's nothing screams manipulated or edited at all. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
What's the time difference between? You said milliseconds, yeah.
Milliseconds. I mean, this was a burst, so it was a burst of 4 photos.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it is the temperature climbs a degree in all 4 photos.
I can't understand how the temperature sensor would register that quickly.
Yeah.
You know, a change that because oops a daisy. Sorry, I just whoopsie doopsie. I can't understand how the temperature would go violently whoosh between 2 photos. That doesn't make sense to me. because any temperature change would be gradual on a sensor, which would, to me, suggest manipulation of the photos, and that something's been done.
Well, and I'm looking at, okay, so you
in
see,
a millisecond, you're not going to have a fluctuation like that, unless something is interfering with the electronics of.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't mean to say that the temperature gauge isn't the be all and end all, is it? Because ultimately, I mean, they might not be that particularly sensitive or accurate.
It depends if it's going to be obviously an analog sensor being converted into digital. So what you're going to have is, from the analog end, there should be lag. There should be a time lag, for it to heat up and cool down, But from the digital end, if there's a lot of energy involved, you could have freaking out of bits. So if they're freaking out of bits are happening in the temperature area, why is the clock not wrong as well?
Exactly. That's a weird
thing.
Were you able to trace the particular model of the trail camera, Steve, or not?
I wasn't able to trace the model of the camera. I mean, I know the series of cameras are well known. Spy Point. They're a well known trail cam.
Oh, Point.
Right.
Point Pleasant. What's that?
Spy Point. This is a tiny DM2. Or sorry.
What is Point Pleasant?
Yeah, that Mothman.
The Mothman prophecies. What just happened? Aircraft crash.
Yeah.
On the Potomac.
Yeah. With a Russian diplomat on the plane.
There's a Russian diplomat. Oh my God! I wondered who it was. Do you know the first thing that popped into my mind when I heard there'd been a crash? The first thing, Biden's family. Yeah, but no, it's a Russian. Oh my God! Now, here's the thing. You say accidents happen and there's no coincidences. Coincidences can happen. No, maybe they don't. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Yeah. Things happen for a reason. Yeah. That Russian diplomat was probably a very naughty boy and needed to be taken out. And for the betterment of millions of people, a few people had to die to stop millions dying. Yes. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Spock said that, didn't he? Yeah. All right. Now, here's the scenario. Those pilots of the helicopter may have been psychically directed or asked to suicide themselves to get rid of that Russian for a reason.
Yeah, it's like there's some new footage of it, of that particular crash. Now I've seen it earlier on, and that helicopter doesn't deviate at all; just goes straight into it, doesn't it?
It goes straight for it. Yeah. Bang. Yeah. It's a suicide mission. It's a kamikaze. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're training to fly. You know they're taking off. You're used to it. You know the pattern. It's like it's your backyard. It's like fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's like
like the back of your hand. Yeah.
Frank points out. Trump blamed on
so
diversity.
Was there aircraft control telling them that they're in that vicinity or near it, or there must have been like radio chatter going on.
The thing is, helicopter pilots, they're transporting important people. It's not military, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Even though it's a military helicopter, it's not military. Yeah. So they wouldn't have had night vision goggles on, but maybe they did. Did they have night vision on or not?
Good question.
Interesting. Interesting, because if they had night vision on, there's a very big question that needs to be asked here.
But didn't you know it the blame is on diversified hiring? Disabilities. Come on.
Yeah.
Can
Right.
you fucking believe it?
Yeah. Right. Woke, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Really? No. Things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Things don't happen like that with a Russian diplomat by accident.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, something has been cooked. Something's been cooked there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
CIA, some intelligence agency, somebody's cooked this. Yeah. They've hatched that, and lives had to be lost to get rid of that person. That's my thinking. It's like, that's my spidey sense. My spidey sense says, get him. Zap. Bang. Yeah. Right. And unwittingly, the pilots of the aircraft, who are just in their usual routine, which they would know like the back of their hand, they would never make a mistake because they do it all the time.
Yeah.
Were suddenly brain farted telepathically. Bang, 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 bang.
You can actually hear the wind when you do that, Matt.
I think somebody's psychically
have reach.
Psychically made that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychic warfare.
There's definitely more than meets the eye with it. There's absolutely I mean, when you see the footage, you're simply going, that's no accident at all.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
None.
Planned obsolescence. Apple. Planned obsolescence. Yeah. Things don't happen by accident.
No.
Things are planned to go wrong by design. Yeah. Yeah. So, the thick plottons.
Okay, so here we go.
But it's a conspiracy theory. That's my take on it. Somebody wanted somebody taken out.
I'm looking at the
and five good guys in a military helicopter were used to do the dirty task. A small price to pay.
Yeah, but why would you use 5 if you could only if the pilot
just
flew
use
it in
one.
there?
Well, they got to have 2, minimum 2.
Oh, I had 2 then. Why did they use 5?
Yeah. Maybe those 5 knew things they weren't supposed to know.
There were some athletes on there too.
Special ops guys, people who worked NDAs, compartmentalized clearances. Yeah. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We get the Russian and we get these guys to zip it. Yeah.
There was an Epstein on there too.
An Epstein. Oh my God. There you go.
Ian Epstein.
Wow.
Okay, so the only Russian person listed.
But all I'm saying, folks, is I have nothing to back this up. It's just a flight of fantasy. Okay, it's a flight of fantasy, imagination. But my gut instinct tells me no.
Vixie Patel is he worked for GE Aerospace.
Had some secrets, secret technology secrets.
He was an engine assembly engineer,
production
planner, and senior operations manager.
Right.
For GE Aerospace.
That's okay. That's a mid-level job, but he may have had a dual role, secret squirrel. Not everybody is who they appear to be. Your cleaning lady might not be the cleaning lady. She may be a spy.
There's people in the chat saying there was only 3 in the helicopter.
Yeah, there was only 3.
There were 3 passengers and 2 pilots, which makes 5.
Okay, so helicopter crew: Ryan O'Hara, Andrew Eves. That's all that are listed here.
So
this is where this is why when you see in these movies and things, they put a board on the wall and they put pins. And they put pin to pin to pin to pin to pin. And you see where all the pins converge. Yeah? Where all the lines and the wires and the pins converge. And where did we see a pin board? We saw a pin board when we did British Airways. Remember in Heathrow and London? They had a pin board.
Yeah, the UH-60, as pointed out by Ike, was equipped with drone capabilities AI.
Sorry, drone capabilities AI.
The Black Hawk helicopter, I believe.
It's a helicopter. Why does it need AI?
I don't know. That's what's being said in chat.
That's the last thing you want on a fucking aircraft is AI making decisions. No.
Yeah, weird.
You don't have the aircraft thinking for itself.
No.
You have the aircraft working within exact tolerances. You don't have AI having a chance and maybe it'll be this, maybe it'll be that.
Hold on, read back.
No.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, okay. Comfort break. Yeah, no, there's something very fishy about this one.
Possibly.
Yeah. And on the Potomac as well. I just want to know now whether there's any Mothman sightings been happening. Let's just watch to see if any Mothman stuff's been happening. I know it's far away from Point Pleasant, yeah, but it's still the Potomac.
What's your thoughts on the president's aide coming forward about these drone sightings, saying that they were all planned flights, the New Jersey, the overflights are saying that they were planned and a lot of them were, they knew they were there and there wasn't anything of any consequence or any defense significance.
Well, give us the name of the company that runs this operation and what the technology is that they're testing and the flights and the names and all the details, and happy days. Because if you've got nothing to hide, then there's nothing to worry about, is there?
Yeah. Why would you have a 20-day ban on drone flights over New Jersey if you already knew that they were in flight?
And why would the military in Lakenheath in England turn off the lights on the runways, all lights, so they could see the sky? That Lakenheath is lit up like it's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. It's like you can't see the sky. They order all lights off. Lights went off. You could see the sky. Why did they do that? Why would they do that? What were they looking for? What were they looking for? Because they couldn't.
It don't really wash, does it? The explanation.
Yeah. 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 So, we're going to have Daryl on soon. I've been too busy. Daryl's coming on.
Yeah.
Right. He's got rid of his channel now.
How is he?
Yeah, because he has a son that's autistic. And I said, well, you've got an alien son then, haven't you? Because autistic children operate UFOs. Don't they?
They use
telepathic powers.
Well, even if you look at it at the level of they use autistic
remote viewing
children in data centers and stuff like that, because
GCHQ love autism. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah, very funny. Funny. Happy, joy. Happy, joy. Happy, joy. Happy, joy. Yeah. Funny that, isn't it? Now, why do we have so many people who have autism? Because our population has been fed food with chemical poisons, plastics, cancer-giving agents, yes? E numbers, yeah? And we have developed a mutant strain of beings. Autism on the rise. All these mutants, like Marvel, mutants that have special powers. Mutants. Might not be able to speak, but to have telepathic powers. Mutants. Yeah? Like Jordan, B-face computing. Mutants. Yeah? That have wonderful powers, but don't know how to use them properly. Yeah?
So John just posted another small plane crash in Philadelphia. I was just going to mention that.
Oh, plane crashes happen all the time.
They do, but there's something weird about this one.
Right.
Whatever. It's just
Trump and Elon ain't taking no fucking prisoners, mate.
No. Well, you can see that.
Yeah.
They're
not fucking about. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around.
You're going to be amalgamated into the United States, aren't you, Steve?
Looks like the 51st state. Yeah, it looks like that, huh?
You're looking forward to that?
No. No.
Yep.
No. I think.
Oh, your prime minister stepped down, didn't he? He's resigned.
Yeah, I resigned.
Yeah,
he taxed more now, aren't you?
He threw in the towel.
Yeah,
now daddy boy.
Now we got looks
Daddy's
like
boy.
Mark Carney, who was the
Daddy's boy.
He was actually the
it's like royalty, isn't it? It's like royalty. It's like royalty. Mm-hmm. Daddy, son. Daddy, son. Fuck off with your bullshit. Fuck off with your bullshit. Old money. shove your old money up your honey cunt.
Mark Carney. Yeah, the Bank of England. He was the governor of the Bank of England for a while.
What surprise!
Yeah.
Who'd have guessed that?
Bank of Canada, and of course now running to replace Trudeau.
Really? Revolving doors? You've heard the term revolving doors?
Yeah.
Yes.
More of the same shit, right? More of the same shit in the same bed.
Ordo ab chaos. What does that mean? Ordo ab chaos.
Canada and Greenland, 51st and 56th.
What does ordo ab chaos mean? It's Latin. Ordo ab chaos.
What's it mean, Matt?
Ordo ab chaos. Ordo ab chaos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You'll see
Pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pyramid. Order out of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
We'll provide the chaos and then provide the solution for the order that comes afterwards and clean up the mess. So we'll false flag, we'll create your problem, and then we've got the solution. We'll give you a naughty bacteria, and hey, we've got a vaccine. Yeah, order ab chaos. We'll fuck you up, and then gently clean you up. We'll fuck you up, then clean you up. Fuck you up, then clean you up. Order ab chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, it just
has the stream gone down yet?
No, not yet. Not
yet.
Oh wait,
no.
Hold on a sec. Let me just double check. We've been abducted by aliens.
Yeah. Well, I'll take myself to the toilet, and I'm going to fucking whistle blow in a minute. Okay. I'm going to go. All right. Yeah. See you soon.
Okay, so Canada is huge, and it can't be a state. It would have to be multiple states, but yeah, well, there you go. That's what I mean. You can't see it as a state, and exactly. I think we should be in several provinces. We already are. I don't know. It's going against. It's just baffling. It goes against all reality. And I kind of go back to the, when North America was, battling it out. The English, the French, the Spanish, and then the English and the French. And then, the U.S. Wanted to be independent, became independent, kicked out the Loyalists. The Loyalists came to Canada. Canada became, loyalist to the English crown. It had the French thorn in its side. But they battled for that 49th parallel. That's not even correct, but whatever. It is what it is. The 49th parallel being the border, if you will.
The views of our guests don't necessarily reflect the views of this station.
But I mean, it's just insane. I mean, you look at. Yeah, I hate politics, Steve. I can't stand it. I mean, why did we even bring this up? I can't stand it. Let's get back into the UFO shit.
Yeah.
Probably end this in about 10 minutes, anyways. But it's going back.
Righty-ho.
Going back to the whole the feel of the interest of the UFO realm, getting into why look into this, and why is it so important? Why is it so important that we need to document this? The
why?
Whole, I mean, why don't we just turn why don't we just turn a blind eye and say, hey,
wake the fuck up?
And that's the whole point, Matt. Why do people need to wake up? This is why we need to bring this up. Why do people need to wake up when it comes to?
Because there's poison in your water, poison in your food,
Matt.
Poison in the sky, poison in your pie, poison up your bum, poison in your mum, poison. But don't worry, we've got the cure. We've got the vaccine. We've got the solution. Just apply this cream and it will fix everything. Yeah. So they create the problem in the first place and then provide you with a fucking solution to fix it.
But what's that got to do with the intelligent civilization that's running us?
This episode's right up there with a demonic purse.
The demonic purse.
Bait and switch. Bait and switch. Pump and dump.
It's off the rails.
Pump and dump. Pump and dump. Crypto. Pump and dump. Pump and dump. Stock markets. Pump and dump. Pump and dump. Yeah?
Frank's like, what's it got to do with Bubble Boy?
Bubble? Bubbles go pop, don't they? They go whoop, pop, whoop,
so
pop.
You think that's what happened to Bubble Boy? Pop. His bubble popped?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. Some people out there, including people in my family, not my genetic family, because I'm adopted, yeah, need to actually think about what they were doing.
Well, regards what?
She.
You can't come on there and say that, Matt, and not follow it up.
Off air.
Off air.
Off air. Off air. Off air.
Yeah, off air, yeah, not on there. But Joe, Florida.
I guess I'd better be one of these deaf mutes. It would just be easier. I guess I'd just be a homosexual and leave home and run away.
Joe, we were actually talking about a case that we covered on the show a long time ago. But the movie with John Travolta, though, I could see the movie with John Travolta. Bubble Boy.
What film was that?
Bubble Boy. Remember with John Travolta?
No, I've not seen that. Right.
I think it was John Travolta. Wasn't it John Travolta? I'm pretty sure it was John Travolta. Let me just...
Not heard of that one. Bubble Boy. No.
Bubble Boy. John Travolta.
Oh, somebody. There was a Val Kilmer movie called something like Dark Science or what was it? It was about
the boy in the bubble. The boy in the bubble. That's what I'm thinking.
The boy in the bubble. Yeah.
The one that you're talking about, Matt, with Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. It was that there was a program, like a government program or a thing. Something was arranged so that women would shag the highest quality women would shag the highest quality scientists. There was this like an operation like MK Ultra, you know. It's like eugenics, you know. Like we will breed the best, breed this way, whoosh whoosh whoosh. Yeah.
The boy in the plastic bubble is the one I'm talking about. So
yeah.
Freaky Science. Is that what you're talking about? Freaky Science?
No. Hang on. Hang on.
Val Kilmer.
Let's get his film history up.
What the fuck? I got your glasses on now. Sorry, folks.
Movies, yeah. Right. What was?
I think I know what you're talking about, but
IMDb. Let's bring them up. They were trying to shag all the scientists. The girls were programmed or
what did
pushed
you say?
in.
You think the film was called
Dark Science or Dark.
She blinded me with science.
Val Kilmer. Dark.
I'm looking at it. I don't really see anything that. But I think I know which one you're talking about.
Science.
No, that's not it.
Real Genius. Real Genius.
That's it.
Real Genius.
I remember that movie.
Yeah.
Martha Coolidge.
Yeah. 1985.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah. Val Kilmer.
The boy.
Alan, I don't know if I don't actually know if I've seen this. I might not have seen this movie.
You've not seen Real Science, a Real Genius?
Real Genius, no.
Really
I'm going to watch it because it was recommended to me, and I'm thinking, oh God, I've a chapter of my truth is missing here. I'm going to go and have a look at this now.
Yeah. So boy. Yeah, it's called The Boy in the Plastic Bubbles. 1976 TV movie with John Travolta.
Never heard
The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. And
Yeah.
Hang on. What have we just been chatting about? A photograph of a bloke who looks like he's come off a UFO into a plastic bubble.
Come on, Matt, catch up. That's what you've been talking about.
That's what we've been talking about. Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
That's what we've been talking about, sir.
Look, sir, I'm sorry. I've just been driving.
I know you've been driving all over.
Dealing with dog.
Okay, so
all right. Anyway, Starship Enterprise. No room. No more room for fucking stickers. Yeah. He down, up. Medium, unknown, up, definitely up, yeah.
Nice sticker, boy. Hey, look, you see that sticker? Look at it, nice sticker.
Yeah, stinky sticker, sticky
sticker.
Flicker sticker.
I'm still waiting for my Secret Vault sticker.
Piss off! Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm still waiting for my nocturnal sticker.
Right.
I thought I said. Oh no.
Okay. Right now, this is war, sir. This is war.
I'll definitely send you one.
I got a Secret Vault one.
Right. I don't know your address. I've never had your address.
Who? Steve's or mine?
I don't know your address, sir.
I will give you my address.
Yes, if you want me to send you something, I will send you something.
I would definitely love.
I will send you something that will be so unique, yeah, that it will be alien technology, sir.
Alien technology sticker. Sounds good.
Yes,
Steve,
I am upgrading my stickers.
Steve, you'll need to send me your email your address too, and I'll send you a sticker.
Yes.
No, there are no photos online of the Bubble Boy series. There was one photo that was uploaded by a local radio station that covered the story, but the full series of photos have never been uploaded online, as far as I know.
I'll be back.
Yeah, well, we're ending it anyways, but there are four photos in total, and I mean, I have the other two photos somewhere. I don't know where the hell I put them, but those are the two photos 2 and 3 out of the 4 that are the most intriguing. The anomaly and what seems to be some humanoid type figure in some protective bubble, sort of whatever. But yeah, as far as I know, you can look online. I've never found anything online about this. So who knows? Maybe there is. I don't know. Like I said, the internet's a giant cesspool, and you never know. But anyways, guys, we're gonna call this. We're gonna call
mate. Yep, nice chatting with you, Steve.
Steve, thanks again. Really, always appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
We'll definitely have a more in depth, a roundtable discussion on.
I'll try and get John to come on next time.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, let me know. I would love to get John on. That would be awesome to talk to him about his his museum and everything else, because that is such a cool. I really enjoyed what you guys put out on that. That was really cool.
We've got some more stuff. I don't know, Matthew tell you, but we filmed a load more stuff. We've got something else in the can, so to speak.
I've been a bit complacent doing other things. I've got a lot of shit on my plate and people dying around me, but the best things come to those who wait.
Looking forward.
If you want to get through the Stargate.
All right, guys.
What is Project Stargate?
Yeah, that's the remote viewing program.
Yeah,
Project Stargate. But what's the new Project Stargate?
Stephen Yamick wants to know if you're going to go live after this, Matt.
Probably not advisable. I need to get some sleep.
Yeah.
I've only had a couple of. Well, I've had
you've got something on the go tomorrow too, right?
Look, guys, I've got to focus on myself right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in triage mode. With things that are going on around the house, the family, and various things. Mm-hmm. People are dying around me.
Yeah.
So give me some space.
Yep.
But I am a whistleblower, and I'm going to blow my whistle fucking hard. Yeah.
Well, thanks for popping in, Matt. It's always great, buddy.
No
always
problem.
Great.
No
Thank
problem.
You.
No problem.
And yeah, Steve, we'll definitely talk more about.
Now, promise me, Steve, you're going to see the Wolfman.
The Wolfman. Are you talking about me?
The new one. The new Wolfman movie.
Yes, the movie.
Is it good or not? It's very good.
It is really cool.
Great. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I watched it the other night. Actually, it's really cool.
Mm.
Really
I was in tears. I was in tears, literal tears. I was the only person in the whole cinema, so I could stand up, and I was screaming at the screen. I was going,
"Oh, what's going on? Why?
No, don't do it! Don't, no!" I was emoting at the screen. And, of course, when I'm emotional, telepathically, dog will be emotional.
Yeah.
So when I came back to the car, she bit my finger.
Ouch.
Yeah. And it was part of all of that. There was a lot of tension in the air. Yeah. It was partly to do with that and partly to do with the fact that she'd seen me touching another dog. Hello, little doggy. And she went, fuck you. There was a few things going on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
she was
guys.
not a happy teddy. Yeah. Not a happy teddy. And werewolf to werewolf, man to man, man to man Paris. Remember that?
And Paris, hip hop, bebop, don't stop.
Don't stop till you drop. Yeah. 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 There's interesting times. So yeah, it was just it was a very, very, very good movie, but it diverted in a different direction from normal werewolf movies. Normal werewolf movies wouldn't have done that.
Who directed it?
I'm not sure, but it's Blumhouse Productions.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah, probably them though, isn't it?
It was hold on.
Yeah. But look, I'm so I literally I fell in love with the movie and I want to have children with that movie. Okay? Yeah. I fell in love. Right? So much. Wolfman and Severance.
Lee
Future publications. Future.
Yeah,
where future is Bath.
Yeah.
Bath.
Bath or Bath.
A bath. Yeah. Right. Who was the guy that ran Future Publishing?
Don't know, because there's loads of different facets.
No. Let's do your history here, sir. Right? Who started Future Publishing?
I don't know.
The guy that started the TED Talks.
Okay.
Same guy that started the TED Talks. Where was he before he did Future Publishing and TED Talks? He was into Commodore 64s, Amigas, and he lived in devices.
Chris Anderson? I just looking at it. Yeah. He was born in Pakistan, huh?
I didn't know that.
He was born in Pakistan in 1957 to his
Wow.
British parents. I guess they were living in Pakistan at the time. Obviously.
Must have been army family or something. Yeah.
Used to publish Starburst magazine.
Yeah. Personal computer games and Zap.
Yeah.
64.
And who had a hissy fit with Rupert Sheldrake? Me. You can't say that telepathy is real. You can't say that people have telepathic powers. Not allowed. Shushy. He had a hissy fit, didn't he? He had a hissy fit as a skeptic to Rupert Sheldrake, didn't he?
I don't know.
Yes, he...
Blow kids.
Yeah. The guy who invented TED, the TED Talks.
TED Talks.
Yeah.
30-minute talks.
Yeah. Was a Spectrum-y, Amiga-y computer guy. Yeah. Writing magazines. He lived in devices. Yeah, where I'm. Hello, I'm very close to devices right now. Yeah, and yeah, basically he started Future Publishing. He sold his share in Future Publishing and went on to do TED. Yeah. That chap who then said, Rupert Sheldrake shall not be allowed. Not allowed. Shushy, shushy. Yeah. The only banned TED talk. Banny, banny. Naughty, naughty.
Yeah, one band, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Shushy, shushy. Yeah. Right?
But it's still, you can still watch it, it's still on YouTube, isn't it?
It's oh yes, of course. You can't delete something that's been seen. Now, who's right? Shushy Shushy or Rupert Sheldrake?
Shushy.
So someone said Graham Hancock.
Fuck off, Steve.
Graham Hancock.
Fuck
and
off.
Graham Hancock lives in Bath as well.
Yeah. Mr. Janier, fuck you. Fuck you, shushy shushy. Yeah.
Graham Hancock.
You piss taker.
Gotten down. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Yeah.
Alligator.
Steve,
right.
Again, we'll talk more about it, the UFO discussion, and yeah, that would be great. And of course, Matt would love that.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Keep fucking the idiots. That's what Nathan Barley taught us. The Lord Nathan Barley said, "Keep fucking the idiots."
On that note, take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye. Bye.